You gotta be that much of a asshole of a human being to hate on another woman for having braids in her hair. The IWC's mindset, though, y'all have no backbone. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Beard Bros Breakdown Podcast. My name is RedBeard. Join with me, as always, Mr. Krodok, your champion. Yes, we'll remind you
Yeah.
every damn time, even though the image is enough, I'm going to remind you to,
Bow.
yeah, I'm going to remind it myself and you guys every time to strengthen my suffering. Anyways, today's episode is going to be a very, very interesting one. If you've seen by the title, we are going to be discussing top 10 hot takes, five between both of us, of just random things we thought about. Probably not our biggest top uh, top hot takes, but just a couple that we thought about on the fly. And we're also going to do the wrestling recaps of the week. And before we get into that, man, how has thine weeketh been to you?
Um. Wow. I think this week has been very, very, very interesting. I want to say I've done so many things happened this week. I was busy with family. I babysitted a puppy. I met a puppy. I did a bunch of stuff with dogs. Did a bunch of stuff with my nieces, my nephews, my niece. Did all that kind of stuff with family. Found out that someone passed away, and like
Oh,
tons of different stuff happened. So yeah, just very busy week. But yeah,
well, sorry to hear that. About your loss and stuff, but it's yeah, you were telling us about the puppy sitting and all that, and you were having a lot of fun
I
with
very
that.
much was.
Man, the man loves dogs. His old
I do.
YouTube PFP was literally his own dog. He is a dog man.
This is my princess.
Oh, um, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a really good week. Really good week.
Yeah. What about
Um,
you?
work, you know, really good. Been tiring. Uh, did a did a different thing Sunday. I was watching 18 different routes because I am leadership, so watching people make sure they get to their destinations right, nothing happens, and managing 18 people, and it's like, oh, not a manager, I'm one of
No.
the leaders, but it was fun. And then out today, I was out further in the country today, and just very tired, but I'm hyped
Country
to talk.
boy.
I was hyped to get home and record this because it's going to be a
Yeah.
very busy week for me. But been good.
Indeed.
Thinking of music ideas. Haven't done them, but I've written them. Um,
Ooh.
all of that. Possibly going to start planning on working on a what playthrough project this week of a game. It's probably going to be Doom: The Dark Ages. Possibly going to be doing that. I haven't. I know I haven't
Ooh.
finished Doom One or Eternal, but I don't care. I've been wanting to play this. It's been sitting in my library for so long. I'm ready to play it, man. It's been sitting there. I haven't played it because I wanted to make a video on it. I'm like, I want to play it
Yeah.
and get my reactions to killing demons. Anyways, that's been my week. Yay. But
Yay.
I wanted to get into a couple things before we even get to the recap. There's a lot of shit going on in the wrestling world on, Twitter and social media, and I'm the guy who sees all of it because this guy he's like fuck Twitter and Instagram. He won't go to that because there's
Yeah.
spoilers and stuff. But man,
And
oh
also,
man,
Twitter and Instagram are cesspools of awful things.
yes, and I agree. And I hate that sometimes when I'm on there because I start seeing it and it starts getting me heated, and then you'll notice if you look at my replies. Don't look at my replies. I go off on people, but I try to keep it very civil because I don't want to get canceled. Uh, but that's just where I get my news from on Twitter. If I see something and then I'll save it for the pod or I'll save it to myself because it could be a potential spoiler for him. He doesn't like spoilers. He hates them. So
Yeah.
if you think you're funny and you try to spoil in the comments, don't. But I will say because this is regarding to like before SmackDown, like these things were happening before SmackDown. So right now, statistically, and been confirmed, the number one selling merchandise right now is Karrion Cross.
Ooh.
Fucking deserved, bro.
Hell
He is the
yeah.
number one. He's topping Roman, Cody, Punk. I like so many, dude. That
Even Jay?
work, yes. Even Jay,
Damn.
because Jay hasn't really released new stuff. It's just been Yeet or main event Jay Uso. It's been the same stuff he's been having all year round. But like, it's not just carrying across his current stuff. It's his old shit when like he was bald and like he has old merch that he has and they put it back up. And not only that, they're being sold at venues now. They're being sold at the WWE store at venues now, and he's not even there half the time. And then recently, he was on main event and he defeated Tyler Breeze. And when he came out, massive pop.
Yeah, you sent that to me. That was crazy.
WWE, pull the fucking trigger, please. Get this man on more because they're getting rid of house shows. That's also a thing. Soon because these PLEs are about to come at you. You better have a PLE prediction marathon. Get ready. But like he's because it is televised in a way, but it's not a main show. Get him more matches on Raw. Do something, man. Get him in a long feud because the people want it. There's a movement going on right now. Push Karrion Cross. It's literally a hashtag right now. He's whatever he's done, he's managed to get a cult following, dude. There's like whatever he planned to do, he's doing it. That work shoot was enough, and he's over, dude. When he if he loses, they boo. Push him. I because we'll get into the Money in the Bank qualifiers because I remember I mentioned it last week. They need to hurry up and do them. They began them last Friday, so they
Yep.
heard me because I figured they were going to by now. There hasn't been many men matches. There's been one or two, I think, on SmackDown, or no, one on SmackDown, and then there wasn't any. There's only isn't okay. It's in 2 weeks. Actually, it's less than
There
that.
was
They
one
need to
on
hurry
Raw.
up. You have to have 6 people,
There was
and
a
I
men's one on Raw.
okay, yeah, there was okay. There's a men's one, and then there was a men's one on SmackDown. So
Hmm.
they need to do it again and hurry up. Was it the Raw before?
Huh?
This Raw was only two females, right?
No, it
Oh wait, no,
was.
was it Finn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Finn. Okay, Finn Balor. Okay, well yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah. So just with all that, I want him to be in that. I know he's not going to, but if he was, he'd be my Money in the Bank pick. I would need. I don't need a. I really don't need a belt on him yet. I want one on him, but I need him to build up to something so they can like. I feel like the crowd is over him now, and this is a really cool angle because it's like he doesn't even have to be there to be talked about. He's literally his presence is known, and it's like push these two, bro. It's amazing. I love it. I'm glad he's getting what he deserves. Like he's getting the push, the documentary, the work shoot. You still gotta watch that documentary, man. It's amazing. Doc
Uh,
documentary and like it's only 40 minutes. I mean, you just gotta give the time. But I mean, it's a really good one. If you love listening to that man talk. mm. But yeah, we'll talk more about that. Like Karrion Cross, like, but other than that, he deserves it. Really want to see him on a push. I'd love to him to have a match on SummerSlam of some caliber, like maybe like a Logan Paul, AJ Styles triple threat, or just him and AJ Styles. I think it just should be him and AJ, but we need something. But other than that, I'm gonna get into
yeah.
the
Right.
recaps unless you have anything to add.
Um. No, I don't think so. One sec. Okay, never mind. You're right. There was. You're right. There was no men's match, but that's all.
No, that's what I'm
Oh
saying. Like
yeah.
they need to kind of like. I'm guessing that like next month or this Friday they're having two of them. I think two men's, and they're gonna have two men's next Monday, and then after that it's Money in the Bank. God, we're gonna have to be so busy. And we have Saturday night's main event this Saturday. Jesus Christ. Okay, but
Oh wait, before we begin,
no.
I want to introduce a new segment to this podcast.
All right.
I like to call it Rate the Experience slash RTE for short. And basically, the whole premise of this segment is I will give you a 0 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 experience from my week, and then I want you to do the same. So, I'll start us off. My 10 out of 10 experience for this week was going to a comic book shop to buy some Magic cards. I bought my first Magic Commander deck, and while there, I the people at the comic book store remembered me from 10 years ago when I
Oh
used to
yeah,
go
you
there
told me
every
that.
Saturday to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to go there every Saturday to play Yu-Gi-Oh! 10 years later, I come back. I'm now buying a Magic deck to play Magic, and they recognize me. It was like the most heartwarming
I
experience I've
find
ever
that
had.
so
Such nice
I
people.
find that funny because like 10 years ago, you definitely look different than what you do now.
Oh yeah,
So like, oh
way
my
different.
gosh, it's Krodok. Like,
Okay, well,
obviously they
no.
don't
Well,
call him that, but I'm not going to say his real name here, people. We're not going to.
I mean,
But
we
like,
kinda had to no, okay, it was I'm exaggerating, I guess. It was more like, I was like, "Oh, remember me? I'm that guy," and they didn't believe it at first, they really did not.
were
So,
you the
I showed
legendary
them a
Magic the
picture.
Gathering guy? Like,
Well, no, I used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, now I'm playing
oh
Magic for
okay,
the first time.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm really excited because 'cause I'll be playing my first Commander game on Thursday. This will be
Oh,
out after that, but whatever.
awesome, man.
Um, yeah, and then I guess my 0 uh, out of 10 experience for this week was finding out someone passed in my family. That was today. But yeah, what's yours?
So a 10 out of 10 from this week, pretty much like what felt good. Like,
Yeah.
well, given that work, I mean, 10 out of 10. I guess getting to do leadership again. It's been a minute since I've done dispatch. So how it is with our company, like, because it's different from every Amazon. We're an LLC, which is like a private owned business, but it's private, but it's under Amazon. So Amazon hires the LLC to be the people to transport the packages from a station of their choosing that Amazon has. Amazon, you know, 18 wheelers come up, drop them off from their own processing center. They give them to us. We load them up on our vans and our box trucks and our 26-foot, trucks. That's what we do. So it's not like, I'm not working out of the Amazon warehouse, the actual one with the big white ones with the blue check on it. That's not the ones I'm working out of. Um, and I don't have the little electric, weird looking, futuristic ass looking ones. I don't like those ones. The electric ones. I'm not driving those around. I'm driving like the CDVs, the commercial delivery vehicles, the big, wide looking ones that look like a bus, kind of. So I do that. That's the company I work for. I work for its own company, LLC, but Amazon just happens to employ them and pay for them. But also, when you're not driving and you're in leadership role, you do dispatch where you watch all of the drivers from a terminal or a computer and you pretty much monitor them and make sure they're doing what they have to be doing, and then you have to make sure you get them home in time before your OTD, which is overdrive, or sorry, ODT, which is overdrive time. Our drive time ends around 6:15 p.m. So I got to make sure I get them all back. And a little bit overtime is fine because sometimes they can be out in the country in traffic. But that's what I got to do again. I love doing it, and they even told me like, so we got you a vest ordered. Like they had different vests for the leadership with your name on it. We're getting that ordered soon. Like I was off and on leadership, but they were like testing me, trying to learn, and then like recently someone had to step away from leadership, so now they're needing me again. I finally got in the group chat leadership. I guess I could say that's my 10 out of 10 because I love doing it. Like, yeah, you're mostly sitting on your ass, but you have to monitor. You can't sit on your phone all day because then if something happens and you don't see it, you have to report, a stop sign violation. I have to report speeding violations. I can't be those people's friends behind the desk. I cannot be nice about it. I have to tell them what they're doing
Mm,
wrong professionally about it. And if they don't like me, well, oh well. But
yeah.
um, but the majority of the people that are driving, they are understandable and they know what they need to do. And we've had less violations, so they don't get mad at me for calling out something that they did. But other than that, that would
Mm,
probably be my 10 out of 10. My 0 out of 10, the van that I've been working in this week. It sucks really bad. I have a little bit of pain in my lower back. It's not that bad. It's just me working. But the van that I've been working in, and I'm probably going to get tomorrow, the back door. So this isn't the one that almost slammed on my head or slammed on my head. This is a different one. The door doesn't really open from the back. Like the handle just it twists, but it does not lock the mechanism into the mechanism to twist and pull up. So with the packages that I have to come through the sliding door and walk back there, climb over packages if I need to, because regardless of how I set them, they don't want to sit. And most of the packages I had today were long ways, so they would keep falling over. So I have to go through and open it from the inside. I didn't finish my route today by like 3 packages. just because, well, I was also out in Columbus, Georgia. It's a little bit further from where the station is. It's about 2 hours out. So I didn't finish, and they had to pull me back home before it
Really
got too
doxing
late.
yourself.
Huh? I
Really
don't live
doxing
there. I
yourself.
don't live there, so I don't really care. It's a
Oh,
city. I think I've probably mentioned here before where I live. I don't really care if you you know be prepared if you do come find me because I ain't gonna be
aren't
happy.
you still doxing where you work though? It'd be pretty easy to
I didn't say
find.
where. Well, I never say where I work from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm good. They ain't gonna give a damn about me. Anyways, because I could be going from anywhere. You never know. There's a lot of places in Georgia. I've already openly said that I'm in Georgia, but um,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I guess that could be the 0 out of 10. I mean, I wouldn't really call it a 0 out of 10. I guess can we rate them? Like we don't have to. You said rate the experience, so it's not a 0 out of 10. It can be like a 5.
sure.
Yeah. I guess it can be like a 5 because it's not like a huge bummer like last week, the thing falling on my head. That would have been my 0 out of 10. But like, it's more of like a 5 to 6 because like it's a burden and it's tiring to deal with it. And also out there in the heat, it's getting hotter. So, Georgia
Yeah.
weather sucks and it's get really hot down here. And Florida's hotter, but but that'd probably be my 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Real time adjustment. Now it's gonna change from the highest experience, and you rate that as high as and then the lowest experience you rate as like, you know, highest experience you had of the week, lowest experience you had of the week, and you rate them separately.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the
The
leadership
real time
thing
adjustment.
is a 10 out of 10, I would say, because it's fun to do it, and it's cool to be like you're sort of your own boss for a minute, even though you got people above you. But it's cool to like be in charge of that, but like not like a power trip. I don't have a power trip. I just love being able to them coming back and after they drop off the truck, like, oh hey, it's like they say hey because sometimes they don't know who's doing the leadership all the time, so they get surprised because I don't do it a lot. But that would be my 10 out of 10 because I love doing it. I love being a leader. And
All right.
then, but yeah, I would rate that a 10 out of 10. My lowest experience, rate that a 6. Yeah.
All right. Mine would stay 0 and 10. They were very extreme today. That's very extreme this week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, our thoughts and prayers
Um.
are with you on that loss, for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen. I'm just gonna get philosophical for a second.
Alrighty.
Fuck it. I'll do it. All right. So for me personally, I'm not really affected by death like the way a lot of other people are.
It's understandable.
I've told you this a few
Yeah.
times. Wait, when someone dies, I don't really feel sadness. I accept that them dying has happened, and I accept that it was the circumstances of everything around them and the time in the time continuum that made them die in that exact moment, and I understand that, and I just kind of let that happen, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, it happened. It happened. I can't do anything about it, and I kind of like look back on their experience in the world and their positive experience, and then I just think they aren't like I just think they're dead, and that's okay, and there's nothing anyone can really do about that, and they already left their impact on this ecosystem and this world in the way they wanted to or didn't want to, but either way their impact was left in a way, you know?
Yeah. So you like pretty much, if you want to get a technical way, you skip all the other steps of the five signature group. You go straight to acceptance, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I mean, yeah, because you can, it's hard to tell because I've been that way too with certain deaths. Like, I've had a couple of deaths in the family like years ago, like of like cousins that I knew and like uncles, and like like a 5 year old me would be bawling my eye, or no, not a 5 year because sometimes it's really hard to. It takes you a while to like lean into age with like learning about death because you can know about it, but you don't really start like getting that feeling when you're younger or like when you're a little bit older, like 10 or something. But like 10-year-old me be
Mhm.
bawling my eyes out. But like when I hear it now, it's like if we don't have that personal bond, you probably like it's not a really bad thing, but it's like I probably won't shed a tear. I'll be hurt, but I won't really shed like the biggest of tears. Like it takes me back years ago. One of my cousins, even though we weren't even really that close, I was bawling like a baby. I was probably like 15 years old, but it's because he was this guy who was always around doing the dumbest shit. He was always around with a smile on his face, always laughing, and seeing that, finding out that he died, it was like really, really heart wrenching because he was a joyful guy. Um, but he died so young, so it's like, seeing that, yeah. But it's like if like my mother, obviously my mother, like that would bawling, or and I'm a sensitive person to when it comes to pets, like and I know you are too. So I couldn't say how you would feel about yours if that in the far
Mhm.
future it happened, but it's different. It depends on many things. Yeah. I've been that way with death recently too. But if it's someone very close, like I live with my grandmother, like that one, the world ends for like a week, like it or longer when if that happened. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, segueing out of death. Just kidding. But no, yeah. It's a serious thing. But we're gonna jump into our recap because I don't know what your hot takes are, but mine are okay. But we're gonna get into the recap. But so yeah, you said you didn't
Yeah.
have anything down for SmackDown and we're gonna start keeping like our recap small. Like we're gonna not gonna recap the whole entire show. If you watch it, watch the
Yeah.
show, or if not, then like somebody's gonna do some wrestling YouTuber out there has recapped the whole show. But we're probably
I
much gonna
will, starting when
yeah.
I make my videos again. Listen, it was a very busy week. I couldn't make any videos,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, don't feel too pressure. But like he's also going to start like recapping. I don't know if he'll do like SmackDown and Raw, but he's trying to do NXT this week. But however he feels like he's doing it, because I've thought about it too at some point to like recap certain shows or just things that happen. But sometimes I leave all that information in for the podcast because like a lot happens before an upload. But
yeah.
SmackDown, it was like a very like chill show. It wasn't the biggest. It wasn't like it wasn't even like mediocre or bad. It was fun. Um there were Money in the Bank qualifying matches. They finally did it. I spoke about it last week and I was like, man, they need to do it and they need to hurry up because literally next week is Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
correct? No. It's the week
Yeah.
after. It's the week after. So we have 2 weeks, but it's
Yeah.
coming. It's almost here. And so that means be prepared
It's
because literally they're gonna have
inevitable.
predictions and then the review. All
For
together.
sure.
And then man, I can't wait for August because SummerSlam night one, night two, and then Night of Champions. Wow. Thanks WWE for giving us
Damn.
content. This is a great
Yeah.
I'm glad we made our podcast wrestling based and not just two dudes hanging out, but which we are.
Uh,
But SmackDown, we had two Money in the Bank qualifying match, and the females, Alexa Bliss won. I'm really excited.
yeah!
I can't say right now that she's a pick because when we get to Raw, it's like shit. Um, because there's two choices that blew my mind. Well, I had a feeling one of them was how it happened, but the other one I was like, mm. But so yeah, that happened. It was a great match. She was I forgot who she faced off against, but she qualified,
Me,
and
Chelsea,
yeah,
and
Chelsea,
me
Chelsea Green and yeah,
me
Meechin.
too.
I knew it wasn't gonna be Chelsea Green because I think she's already had her run as champion. So like, really, I don't know what their storyline's gonna be if they did. Um, Alexa
Yeah.
would be honestly an awesome pick. I'm not going to make this my prediction, but it's like I know so many reasons why she's not going to. But I need to see the weeks going by because they got to do their promos and shit. So if she comes out there doing promos and stuff and convinces me, because everyone's still talking about the Wyatt Six stuff, and I feel like that's just going to fall through at this point. I hope not, but like if that
Yeah.
falls through, then maybe that clears her for cashing in. Because I'm not even going to lie to you, I would love her versus Tiffany. That would be insane. I would actually like that.
Yeah.
Um,
To be honest, she's not my pick. I want
well,
someone else to
well,
win.
yeah. She. It depends on what goes on because we need like four other
Nah,
women, or
I
no,
have
three other.
someone. I have the no, one of the people that's already
Yeah, I know. I
like
know.
in the
I'll
match.
say those for
Yeah.
predictions though. But there's also three other women that have to be chosen as well. So,
Sure.
um, which they'll probably be done by next week. But
Yeah, but
so that
I just don't want Alexa to win. I want someone else to
yeah,
win.
it's probably not going to happen. She's gonna put people over in that match because I'm not gonna make the same mistake I did with Elimination Chamber and pick her because yeah. Well, you know what? The belt still got vacated later on, so yeah, exactly. but he's the champion
But
now.
that
That doesn't matter because he's the champion anyway right now. Anyways,
exactly, bro. You
he's gonna
can't
lose it. He's
talk.
gonna
You
lose it at Money
can't
in the Bank.
talk.
I'm winning it at Money in the
You
Bank.
can't talk. You're not winning
You
shit.
can't
You're
wrestle.
not winning shit.
You can't wrestle. Anyways,
You can't win. You can't win.
anyways,
Show me your record, huh? What's your win record?
I'm
Can I see it?
okay. First
Oh
of all,
wait,
I
it's
am the
zero.
long.
It's zero. It's zero. It's
It's
zero.
in
You
okay,
fraud.
but it's also in the history books that I'm the longest reigning PWC champion. So
Oh, that
get on my
doesn't
level.
count. We
It does
reset
count.
it.
It's in
It's
the
a
history
different
books.
title.
Nope,
It's a different
it's the
title.
same
It's a different
title. It's
title.
just
We
it's the
reset
same
it. We
one. All
reset
right,
it. No, we
it's the
reset it.
same
That's
one, bro.
crazy.
It's
That's
the same.
crazy, bro. That's
Okay, I'm the longest. I'm the
crazy.
longest running first PWC champion. How about that? I'm a one-time PWC champion. No, I'm two-time. First of all, actually, no, I'm one-time.
I'm
You're
three-time.
two-time.
What the fuck you on?
You're two-time. You're not three-time. The hell?
I'm three-time. What do you want?
Oh, I thought it didn't count. Anyways,
Oh, well, you just said okay.
I just
Whatever,
gaslit them,
man.
people. I gaslit them
Whatever.
again. Oh, I love it. No, um, I'm Finn Balor. I just gaslit it. No, you're doing great, buddy. Um,
Uh-huh. For sure.
um, so Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes. That's all I gotta
Uh,
say about it. That was a good match. That's all I gotta say. Like literally,
yeah.
of course, Aleister Black won again. He's gonna probably do the. It's gonna be a Penta thing where he wins a couple of weeks and then he starts. He'll probably get into a feud with someone. It's probably gonna be that. It's probably like Carmelo and Andrade. It's gonna be Aleister Black and Carmelo for like part 7. You know, um,
Rude.
a very interesting choice. Solo Sikoa will be in the Money in the Bank men's. Um,
Yes.
that's gonna be very interesting. Like if he, it'd be also interesting if he wins that and like he's teasing it over Jacob. Like I'm not gonna cash in on you, I promise. Uh, very interesting
Also,
choice. I wasn't going for him, but
JC?
JC
Awful
Mateo.
name. Awful name. Let's fucking call it like it is. Awful name.
I get it. Jeff Cobb sounds very fucking, but like normal, but that's his name. But JC Mateo. That's the first time I've ever seen a name change happen that it didn't need to happen. Where does Mateo come from? Where the
I
fuck?
don't know.
So yeah, JC Mateo. Um, all right, Vince McMahon, are you back? Because that's the only kind of thing that I would see happen. Because yeah, that's the kind of shit that happens where they change their names unless he asked for it or he wanted to be different. I highly doubt that, but okay, his legal name is not good enough. All right, JC Mateo, he's still a monster, but why?
I
Okay,
mean, WWE might just not have rights to the name or something.
I thought that was
So
his real
I would
name
assume that's what it is. I don't. I mean, I think so, but
because he's not related to any of them. He's Samoan, but he's not related to any of
yeah, but I'm
them.
pretty
So
sure they still need to like own the wrestling like name, even if it's still their real name.
yeah, I guess so. Huh. Well, I mean, he can pull a Ryback and just he can pull a Ryback and just make his name Ryback and then sue WWE for it. No,
Yeah,
I'm not talking
for
about Ryback
real.
here, but that yeah, that's going on. Solo
Right
in the
back, eat
ring,
shit.
solo in the ring and shit, and like Jacob hit a promo, an amazing promo. I'm not saying everything from SmackDown. There's only like really big moments, but like
Yeah, I have
that was
nothing
one of
more.
them. With Solo winning the Money in the Bank, Alexa winning the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Um,
Wait, first, bro, why is Jacob not saying "I love you" Solo?
because he doesn't
It
love him
hurts,
anymore.
man.
He doesn't love him
It
anymore.
hurts. It hurts.
Um,
Why?
Cope,
Why?
I guess. I don't know. Like, I mean, what else do you need from him, bro? Like, listen, there's a reason he might love Solo, but he's not going to say it out loud because
What used to though?
he's
What
not going to. He's not
happened?
going to. The only reason he's
What
not going.
happened? My favorite couple in the my second favorite couple in the WWE is having struggles, man. What the fuck?
They're not a couple. Oh, they're not a what?
Hey, don't you dare! They are the most couple-coded
I guess
tag
so. I mean,
team
very close to
faction
each other.
on the main
Anyways, dude.
roster.
Anyways,
Yeah, it hurts. It's like seeing your parents divorce.
okay. As a man of divorced parents, that is not the same thing. Anyways,
It is! Okay, they're bickering, they're
it,
fighting.
okay. It doesn't feel like it, but all right. I guess it's just well, maybe we had a different divorce kind of thing in my family. Anyways,
Ugh.
our truth promo because he's gonna face John
Yeah,
Cena.
man.
Also, for all of you who are saying that this match is gonna be fucking trash, go fuck yourself. Why were we switching up on our truth? We love our truth, and he's
We
getting to
love our
face
truth, yeah.
off his quote unquote childhood hero, but in real life, possibly one of the best people that he, in a way, does and is inspired by. Um,
National treasure.
the what?
But
National treasure? Yeah, he is. He is a
yeah,
national treasure.
yeah,
But he's
I
getting to
know.
fight John Cena. People are automatically going to think he's just going to be one of those goofy moments of our truth. No, our truth, when he gets in a match, he can wrestle, dude. He can get
Damn
into a
right he
serious
can.
mode, and he's noticing that
Ah,
John
yeah, man.
is not his idol anymore. John doesn't care. So, all right, Booker. Uh, so, like, this is gonna probably be a great match, and I think also probably John asked for this damn match. Like, come on,
Ah,
this is gonna be good. It's a Saturday Night's Main Event. It's not a PLE, so obviously it works for it. Are you good? Are you?
dude,
You're ad libbing my shit. Like every time I say something, you're
no,
good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just like I don't know what's happening right now, but I cannot stop
He's just
myself from just
vibing,
like
bro. But
fucking being ecstatic right now. I spilt water all over
oh
myself.
my god, be careful, man. But
Oh my god, dude.
I think this match is gonna be good. Obviously, we probably will know the outcome because, like, we can go ahead and talk about it. We're not gonna have a predictions episode, but like, obviously, John's gonna win.
Oh,
John's
yeah,
gonna win, no
easily.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
is it the title match? It's not a title match. It's just a regular match, isn't it?
No, I think
Yeah,
no, it's a title match.
it's a title match. Oh, okay. Well,
Surely.
obviously, John's gonna win. I would not be surprised if this sent us down a heel turn route for Raw Truth because we haven't seen heel R Truth in since 2011. Probably not going to happen. But man, in a way I missed heel R Truth. He was a fucking menace. Um, like, dude, I encourage you
Coconut
to go watch.
cigarette.
I encourage you. I don't know if you have. Go watch Hell in a Cell 2011. Miz and R Truth. That whole storyline of like them being like fake fired and being arrested, like that was the good moments. Vince McMahon, what happened to your brain after that? Because that was a great storyline you wrote. I don't even you don't even watch this shit. But like there was great storylines happening in 2011 and that especially Miz, Miz and R Truth having a tag team, being heels and shit, like most of it was corny, but like regardless, they were fucking they just made shit felt real. But anyways, I'd love to see Hill R Truth again. It's probably not going to happen, but I'd love it. But obviously
You
John's going to
know,
win.
yeah, John's easily winning. Cause let's be honest, our truth is a national treasure, and WWE wants to make John the villain, so they're gonna make
Well,
him
yeah,
beat up
and
our
they're not
truth.
obviously going to take it out. Like, no offense to our truth, he, in a way, he's had world titles before. Like in other promotions, he's never had a world title. I don't think in the WWE he's had a world tag title, but he might have been United States champion. I'm probably wrong, but it's been so long. He's been here forever.
I don't think he's held a
I don't think he's
singles
held
title
one. He's been here forever. I don't think he's held one, but he should. I
except in
wish he.
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7. But I mean, that counts, but it's dead. It's no longer around anymore. But
Get in the water. By the way, this water is warm as hell. Anyway.
okay. Anyways, John's obviously winning. I believe something's happening. I'll get when we get to Raw. That's when I'll start mentioning the other matches. But um, that promo, our truth. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest is still going on. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're leading to this is going to be the last time they face off because they're going to be in a steel cage match. Uh,
Mhm.
it's really hard to tell who's going to get the upper hand here. Um, but I think it's going to be Damian this time. I think there's some plans going on for Drew, and I don't know what it's going to be. But I think because Drew got the upper hand at Mania, maybe Damien's going to get it this time. But again, remember these predictions don't go to anything. I'm just predicting them while we are here because it is happening this Saturday. I want to at least talk about it because it is he and I are both going to be watching possibly. So
Yeah.
it's okay to talk about them. I mean, they're not PLEs, but we can still predict something happening. We don't really predict the main shows because like that doesn't do anything for us. But
Yeah.
um,
I
so
mean,
that's
it's just
confirmed. There was things going on with
yeah.
Motor City Machine Guns, DIY. Like they're gonna be feuding for so fucking long. I was like, at this point, when I see them, I'm like, oh, okay. I like seeing them, but I'm like, do something, do something, man. Like have a match at Money in the Bank or some shit. Like yeah, only DIY Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns. And oh yeah, no, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even Street Profits. It was Fraxium or something like attacked someone or got attacked or whatever. But I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't the
Fraxium's winning.
biggest. It wasn't the biggest, but yeah, Fraxium needs to get those belts.
Give it to my boys,
I'd like
the
for them to do
goats.
it on a
Frax.
PLE, but I mean, right now they're only focusing on the
Oh yeah.
big stars and big shit. So they're keeping them on like Tiffany Stratton faced Nia Jax, which it could have been literally a Saturday night's main event if they wanted to,
No,
but they did that. Excuse me, and Tiffany obviously beat Nia. Um,
but
Naomi
wait,
is
wait, wait.
literally what?
I mean, let's just talk about how the tag team division of SmackDown keeps getting fucking robbed, bro. Okay, not on WrestleMania card. They don't even get on the Saturday night's main event card, which is the most filler PLE of all time, except Crown Jewel. So
That's
like,
because they
it's
deserve more. They deserve more than a filler PLE. They can do shit. They can do shit, bro.
yeah,
Fraxium needs to be on a PLE. Put them on like Night of Champion. I need to see almost every single belt in Night of Champions. I know
I
that's not going to
bet.
happen because that's not going to be a big card. It's probably going to be 5 or 6 matches.
And what's the point of calling it Night of
They're not.
Champions?
They don't give everyone. I mean, I know like Io is going to probably be on it. She better be. She has not defended that on a PLE in a while. But they're building something
Oh
up
yeah.
because I'm pretty sure they're building shit up with her and Julia. Even though, but oh yeah,
What?
speaking
No, they're not.
I was gonna say speaking of Julia, because I was gonna say they were building I thought they were building something up. Julia is officially signed to SmackDown.
And I told you. That's all I'm saying.
And well, I think the blue braids in her hair was giving us the idea for like the last 2 weeks. Um and then I guess we can go ahead and say Roxanne is also signed to Raw. So well, I never really doubted
Yeah.
you in the call. Well, in a way, I didn't.
You
I at first,
totally doubted me. What the fuck is this? What
okay,
is this
at first,
gaslighting?
well, no. I'm not I didn't heavy doubt you. At first, I was like, okay, they're doing something here, but who's getting the bigger, like, who's getting really more caught up first? I thought, like, Julia or someone was there to help someone, but they were both getting caught up simultaneously. I just didn't know where the direction was going to go. I thought Julia was just there for a minute, and then she was going to go back to NXT, but apparently she's getting caught up. She's been called up to
Like I
SmackDown now.
told
So I didn't know what they were going to
you.
do. And I don't know what's going to happen over there
And
on
that's why they call me the predictions champ.
yeah, I could potentially see her not necessarily going for Tiffany, but going for Zelina. Ooh, I don't know. I
Selena
mean, would
Vega.
that would be a banger? You think about that, her versus Zelina. But I need her.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd. I wish the crowd would get behind her more. Like they see Roxanne, they're like, oh yeah, cool, and then they see Julia, and they're like, no reaction. I'm like, come on, bro. I
Yeah,
get it.
also, what's this stupid online thing about the Braves? Like, that's fucking dumb.
The what?
Anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah,
people
yeah.
yeah,
Stop
like
gatekeeping braids. Listen, I know I'm not a man of color. I know a lot of you will probably think, don't give your opinion on this. It's too controversial. When did hairstyles get gate kept to a specific race? When and what era did this race invent this hairstyle, or this race invent this art style or genre or whatever? I get it. Maybe some like yeah, you can the art style and or music style is different. Like okay, people of color they invented rap. Okay, cool. And then it migrated on to everyone else. Anyone can do it now. Why are we so butthurt that a Japanese woman, she's Japanese, right?
yeah,
Making sure I'm getting a Japanese woman
for sure.
wearing braids. You got to be that much of a asshole of a human being to hate on another woman for having braids in her hair. Like it comes to one thing like, oh, it's one thing to say and maybe it doesn't look good on her. Okay, that's your opinion. But to say take that shit out of your hair or I'm gonna rip it out. I've seen people threatening her. Y'all are you need to chill. Y'all need to chill the fuck out. It's braids. I don't remember anyone saying a damn thing about Bray Wyatt when he had braids in his hair. And yeah, I get
Or
it.
Damian Priest.
Oh yeah. Oh well, no, they're not gonna say anything about him because he's Puerto Rican. It's the closest damn thing to a black American. They're not gonna say anything about it. That's all the fine line. I'm not even gonna try to get controversial. There's like a fine line between Hispanics, African American, and Black Americans to where it's like they're able to share it because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's skin color or whatever. But then when it comes to like white people, she's Japanese. I get it. Her skin color's white. That doesn't mean shit. They didn't say anything about Bray Wyatt, because they didn't say anything, there's a reason they didn't say anything about Bray Wyatt. It's because he literally his fiance was JoJo Offerman, who is black. They didn't say a damn thing because one, people if you hated on Bray Wyatt, you were attacked. People didn't like you if you did that. But also, he's passed now, so the whole vibe has changed. So not really anyone's gonna hate on him anymore because he's passed and it really hurt. But when he was alive, nobody said anything. So with Julia, why is it easier to attack the woman instead of the man? And here's the answer. I just said it. Woman. It's so much easier for people to attack a woman than a man. Stop. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit? It looks cool on her. I do love her silky, long, silver hair look, but I also like the braids. Shut up. You didn't say the same thing about Meechin. She's come out with braids before. Y'all just hate people. Y'all just don't like. Y'all just want to find something to hate on. You run out of ideas, and then the hate for Triple H recently. Chill out. I saw a video clip of him. Um, this is a spoiler if anyone's watching the show. Stephanie's Places, the show that she has where she goes around interviewing patients. He's talking about. There's a clip where he's sitting there talking about being afraid of death because he had a health scare. He's like, I can die at any time. This and that. A heartfelt moment, and I just look in the comments. I'm like, because I'm a curious person. There's always a hater in a comment. And he's just down there like,
Yeah.
someone like, this man truly saved the WWE. And then you scroll down and someone's like, well, I think it's becoming worse because he's turning into Vince and the storylines are looking. I'm like, dude, you come on here comparing Triple H to Vince McMahon when when the video clip is about him being afraid that he was going to die. Really?
Yeah.
Come on. Y'all have like the IWC's mindset, bro. Y'all have no backbone. I can't with y'all. It's like Jesus Christ.
It's
It's always something new
wild,
every week, man. Like I don't understand.
bro.
I can't anymore. Like there's only certain times I agree with y'all when like, oh fuck Alberto Del Rio. Like, yeah, sure. But like other things like braids in your hair or just because I don't get y'all sometimes. Like the only time I agree
Just
was also the
hating.
releases, but shut up. Like
Literally every single week, there's a new thing they're just hating on for no fucking reason. It's like they love it.
oh
There's
yeah.
like, wait, we can't find anything this week. What can we attack? Julia's braids. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I don't understand it. It's because she's on main roster too. They weren't saying anything about her when she was on NXT. They come into main roster, the IWC's turf, and then they start like, oh yeah, I gotta hate on this woman. Like, who is she and why is she over? Go watch NXT. It's not that hard. Unless you ain't got cable, it's not that hard to go find NXT, dude. Just tune in on there. You get two shows back to back, and then you get SmackDown. You get Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Go try it out. Just cause fucking Randy Orton is on it doesn't mean you ain't gonna be entertained. Most of my favorite superstars are on NXT, and I barely watch it. Homo sapiens
True.
rise, bitch. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I think it's just a thing of like I think it's just stupid because there's so many, and I mean so many in the history of wrestling. There's so many non-African like Americans or African people that have worn braids and never heard a complaint up until now. It's
Do
genuinely
you know how
baffling.
many like people of color or blacks that I know have had straightened their hair. Do you see me our hair? Like, listen, the one thing you can say about the very interesting thing about black people, not only like their talent, like sports talent, musical talent, their hair is the most interesting thing that they have about them because they can do so much shit with it. They can have a little bit like an afro here or something like that, and they can turn that son of a bitch into the craziest thing. Y'all's hair is amazing. Y'all have
Like
great hair.
Alicia
I
Taylor.
I I literally get jealous. I listen. Where I work at, majority of the people working there are black, and I compliment them every fucking day. I'm like, dude, I wish I had your hair because you can change it and mess around with it, and you can have it sitting like that for so many weeks without having to either untangle it, wash it, whatever they do. I'd like y'all's hair. But then when someone else tries it because it's a whole different style of hair, you don't like it. Maybe you should be like, if you think that it is your hair only, because I disagree that it is only set to one race. Come at me if you want, but that's my opinion. If you believe that truly, that it is only your hair, if I were you, I would be honored that some other race or someone else is trying out my hairstyle. I wouldn't be pissed off. I'd be like, "Oh my god, they're spreading our culture around." Like, dude, what more do you want? Equality? Dude, that's equality right there. I'm not gonna get into it more because it's like it's such a controversial topic because you have another side about it, but it's like I don't complain about it if we have braids in video games. Like, I get it, it's fictional, but like, it's a hairstyle. Like, chill out,
I mean,
bro.
look at Aloy. Like,
The whitest
yeah.
person ever.
And by the way, Vikings had braids anyway. I
Yeah, it's
think.
it's it's
No.
still like y'all gotta chill out with these random ass
But
hot takes.
also, let's be completely honest. Most of the people that are complaining are probably not even people of color. It's probably just white people complaining for them, like it's their business. I honestly doubt there's any like most people of color probably don't care. It's
And I'm
probably
gonna
just
tell you
white people
this
who think they care.
right now,
Like,
you're behind a screen. Your voice matters, but sometimes it fucking doesn't need to because you're just most of you are baiting for likes. Like most of you don't believe this shit, and I know it. I sometimes laugh at it. I'm like, y'all don't mean what you're saying. You're on the bandwagon. Shut up. You just don't like Julia, and you don't want to openly give your opinion. You can say you don't like a wrestler, but instead you say I don't like her hair. She needs to rip that shit out, or I'll do it for her. That's just threatening. You're just being an asshole. And if you tried, she'd kick your ass. She can move in the ring.
yeah.
Anyways, but that's all I have for SmackDown. That I didn't have much for that show. Like, I pretty much
Yeah.
covered the big stuff, but we can move on to Monday Night Raw.
I actually have 2 notes for this one, so let's
You only
go.
have two notes.
Yeah.
Well, I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Okay, I'm gonna. Well, I have some that I'm gonna combine together because there was some things that were repeating, but I'll just say this: the show opened with a dumbass, Logan Paul. He came out. He came out, did his own Logan Paul way of being, and then I love it every time the last 2 weeks my jaw drops when Gunther walks out because I'm like, even though
Hell
last
yeah.
week he was like, no matter who it is, I'm not gonna try to be an Austrian, but like, no matter who it is, you or Logan, I'm gonna face and beat. And then he comes out here, and it's still the crowd and myself are like, oh, like, I was still shocked that he came out, but I was like, oh, he's gonna face whoever wins the Saturday Night's main event, which we can bring that up. It's gonna be Jay, no shit. But
Yeah.
he came out, did his promo, and he was talking to. I actually like it because this whole episode people interacting with each other that haven't interacted in a while or at all. And Logan interacting with Seth later on, Logan interacting with Gunther. I'm loving it because I love
And they're
they're
all going after the same
yeah, they're
thing.
all going after the same thing. I love that like all these worlds are intertwining and when we get to the main event, shit. Um but no, that was pretty good. And then like also after that segment, then Jay comes out, sneaks up on him, and the crowd every time he's there, like the whole yeet wave is building up, and it gets louder and louder the
Make
more he runs in, and then he knocks out Logan with a super kick.
Crowd was good the entire show. Amazing crowd,
Oh,
phenomenal.
amazing crowd. These
Honestly,
American crowds are understanding that they need to be loud as hell because, you know, they're not getting a lot of PLEs this year. Like we have like um a lot of countries that are getting PLEs more than we are, but we're getting the big ones, but we're not getting, you know.
I think it should always be like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, they also need to be louder. Come on, because like,
True, true.
um, Penta and AJ Styles tag team match. Mm.
Yeah. Is that all you have for that?
Well, I was gonna say,
Uh
did you like it? Like, I was letting you talk. I'm sorry.
oh, okay. So let's let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, I
Wow,
am
dude,
Finn
I'm not that
Balor's
sad.
number one hater. Sorry, Finn Balor's number one hater,
Hmm.
but he did actually pull the win off, but that's only because of El Grande Americano. Yes,
Yeah, he.
gracias.
Your favorite. Yeah, he got. There was an interference for Chad Gable.
No, no,
There's something
hey.
in my throat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have water up here. But no, a Grande Americano. A Grande Americano interfered, of course, again because yeah, he exists still. Um, came up there and regardless, the match was amazing. Way too many commercials, I think, and it dragged out. It actually didn't drag out badly. I actually liked how long this match was. Um, but yes, JD and Finn. JD every time, like I said, amazes me with everything he does. Literally
Really?
will kill himself. He literally will do anything to almost die in the ring. He's almost died in the ring or at the announce table. I feel like there was one spot that I thought he was gonna die again. I'm like, you just came back, dude. Come on. But no, he sold the Mexican Destroyer
Dude, that was crazy.
very, very well to where I thought he was gonna die again. uh,
Yeah.
but because of the interference from Grande Americano, um,
Gracias.
he hit him with the headbutt with a metal plate in his head, and Michael Cole, I want to say this right now. I feel the same. I believe it's Chad Gable too. Pat
Oh
McAfee.
my god,
Pat
no
McAfee.
way.
Listen,
You're not.
I want to have a heartfelt message to Michael Cole. You are the goat. You're better than any commentator right now. You're better than Wade Barrett. You're better than Pat McAfee, who all think that Grande Americano is not Chad Gable because they're fucking
Because it's
stupid.
not.
And listen, Michael Cole, you're the goat. You'll always be the goat because you see, just like I do. Please be a guest on the pod. Anyway.
Hey, no. You can't just move on at your
Yes, I
false
can. Yes, I
accusations
can,
against
dude.
El Grande
Michael
Americano,
Cole's the goat.
American hero, Mexican hero, greatest luchador of, well, second greatest luchador of all time. And
He's only
El
shown up this time.
Grande
He's only shown up this year.
Americano is
No,
the only reason that Pin Balor got the win. Because otherwise, let's be honest, Pin Balor would be eating that pin like a 1, 2, 3. But no, because of El Grande Americano, the GOAT, one of the greatest luchadors of all time, Pin Balor wins. And only because of him.
mm, I hope he gets his mask taken off, and we'll prove you wrong again. I will prove you wrong. Mm-hmm.
No, you'll be proven wrong. You'll be proven wrong. You'll be
Mm-mm,
proven wrong.
mm-mm. Whatever is in that
Mm-hmm.
mask makes his face look not like Chad. They're doing it very well. We're gonna find out, sir. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay. I can't wait to see till you're wrong.
on to the meat because this one was a great match. Roxanne Perez has qualified for the women's Money in the Bank, and also Lyra Valkyria is back. I called it actually. I didn't tell
Ooh.
you this, but I was sitting there and I was thinking when I saw the match card because I see it beforehand. I was like, "There's Lyra's got to return. There's no way." Like Lyra, because I was
Mm.
like Becky. Like first of all, no hate to Zoe. Zoe Stark.
Well, that wasn't this match. That wasn't this match.
That's the next match. Okay, sorry. And no hate to Natalia. She's a veteran. She's amazing. I didn't see her winning it just because like it
Yeah,
was a
no.
random like throw in there. Like I honestly would have made more sense if like it was Max. First of all, I don't know why her and Maxine Dupree are supposed to be having something, but Maxine was not out there cheering her on. I don't know what's going on. They're teaming up now.
They don't
Apparently,
know what to do.
Natalia is with them Alpha Academy or something. I don't know what's going on here,
I
but
don't know.
she was all dressed up in like this first lady outfit. What the hell is I don't know. But they're like either a team now, but they're not a official tag team or something. But her and Maxine have been like I've been seeing them posting on like social media, like they have matching gear now or something like that. She might be a new addition to Alpha Academy, or she just might be there on the sidelines. But um, cool. But like I don't know, I would have probably guessed like a Maxine Dupree thing. But like Natalia did great out there. Uh, Sharpshooter after sharpshooter, like she can do it. She's just not getting the push she deserves. The last time she got a push, I kid you not, was 2011. Fuck.
Yeah.
But great match, and Roxanne qualified because of an interference from.
Which
Hmm?
which is the person I'm going for to win Money in the Bank. I want Roxanne to win so bad.
No, you can go ahead and give
I
you. I
think
mean,
she
if you want to
should
do an
win.
early prediction, I mean, well, we're not going to lock it in, obviously, because it's
Well,
not that
no,
time.
no, no,
But
but I do think she wins. I think they want to cement her on the main roster.
they are dude, fully cementing her, and like she got the loudest pop for that win. I mean, I don't even think they were picking Becky. They obviously weren't picking her, but for like she won it, and they were really happy that she did. So like, yeah, I know she's a heel, but like she's the pick probably. I
I
don't
mean, she
know.
holds the record for the longest women to ever last in a Rumble, so
Yeah, I think she's over Rhea. No, well,
she is.
yeah, because Rhea entered number two to do that. She entered number. Did she enter number one in the Royal Rumble?
Well, no, she has the longest amount of time spent in a Rumble out of any woman. So like the thing is like longest going. So she beat like Bailey's record of like an hour and 7 minutes or something like that.
Okay. Well, then she didn't
So she
beat.
was like the
She
Iron
didn't beat
Woman.
Rhea's then because Rhea came in from number
She
two.
did.
Did she come in from number two at the Rumble?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. It's
Because
like the
when
amount
no,
of
because
time they
Rhea,
spend in the
the year that
Rumble.
Rhea won, she came in from number two and lasted all the way through the match and didn't get eliminated. That's when her and Liv entered number one and two. So I still don't think she beat Rhea's record.
She did. I'm telling you, she
How
did.
does that make sense though?
I'm
Because Roxanne
confident
didn't win the Rumble, but
because the Rumble's longer.
well, I know that, but I'm saying like if Rhea entered number two and stayed all the way through number two and won,
Every Rumble is different lengths of time.
Roxanne, no, Roxanne
Yeah,
entered later on. So how was hers longer? That makes no sense.
it makes perfect sense because Rumbles are different times every year. They last different amount of times. Different amount of
I
time.
don't know about that, man. I mean, I guess I can.
I
We can
am
fact check ourselves
confident.
later, so you can fact check me. But I mean,
I am actually confident. I'm like 100% sure.
all right. I mean, if they're saying it on TV, then they must be
Please.
right. But I mean, anyways,
They
she's
did, bro.
qualified.
It was everywhere after the Rumble. Anyway.
All right, all right. And while she's qualifying and she's winning, you just like the camera keeps cutting back to Lyra and Becky beating the shit out of each other. It's funny as hell because her song's playing and she's like, "Da, da, 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 da," and they're just like, "What the fuck, you fucking piece of shit," and just beating each other's asses and all the way to the back and everything. Um, it was a good match. I liked it. A lot of. Do you want to say something? I want to see your notes because you've said you've had Raw and I've been taking over. I don't want to take over everything.
Yeah. Anyway, I sent you an image, proof that Roxanne was the one, but whatever. Anyway, uh,
All
my
right,
notes for
man.
Raw
Yeah, you proved me wrong.
were for the Zoe Stark match, one of them, with Zoe Kyrie. By the way, Kyrie Sane's back. Yay! By the way, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw her entrancing, when I saw her coming out, she became one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. Right
Just by
under
that,
Tatum
all
Paxton.
right.
Yeah, bro. I've always loved Kyrie. I just needed to see her end because I've never seen her solo entrance, right? But I knew it was
Yeah.
like pirate themed. You know how much I love
Yes.
pirates. So
She's a big pirate. I've
immediately I
heard
was
she's a
like,
big.
yep.
Well, her and Asuka like are the same. Like are big pirate anime nerds. Like that's what they base themselves off of. Like, which is funny. Like I want to say a little thing. Like Asuka's, she's definitely close to coming back. Like she's been posting so many things like I mean, obviously she's a wrestler, but like wrestling related. Like I remember she posted a picture with all the title belts on her, like photoshopped. She's just been having fun, and this is just like her way of saying, "I'm coming back." I don't know if her knee's fully recovered, but could see SummerSlam being a return for her. But like,
Yeah.
I love her posts. It's just like she's just her random and like her. I think her like profile picture is like her with all the belts on it and shit. It's amazing. She had one I saw today. She's photoshopped onto Superman, and it's the image of where Jade, Bianca, and Naomi are in the ring pointing to WrestleMania, and they're pointing at her. It's amazing. I gotta. I'll send it to you, but it's
Okay,
just they're
please
pointing
do.
at her, and I'm like, Oscar, you. She's like the female John Cena with like, what do her posts mean?
John.
We don't fucking know. John Cena's still also posting. He's posting. he's, he's still doing that shit even as a heel. But
True,
um,
true. Yeah,
before I was gonna say
Kyrie
before we
Sane.
get in, well, because I know you were gonna bring up the triple threat,
The
Roxanne,
yeah,
Rhea, Zoe.
yeah.
Obviously, out of all three of them, Rhea was getting the louder pop, which I believe Kyrie deserved a louder pop. They didn't really react, but they were
Kyrie should have
also
won.
people were kind of spoiled that Kyrie was coming back, and they could have. I wish they didn't do that, but it was all over Twitter. Like WWE was like, "Wow, she's back." I'm like, he could have left that up to a surprise, but okay.
Yeah, true.
That match was good,
Yeah.
but Zoe Stark,
Ah, damn it, man. So
she
unfortunate.
fucked up her knee like really badly. She had a spot I believe she was supposed to kick Kyrie in the face or something, like a super kick or something.
Well, no, it's a spot she's done many times before. It's just like a springboard missile drop kick.
Yeah, and she like slid very weirdly and her leg literally went under
Hmm.
her, and I think like Rhea and Kyrie had to improvise after that happened while the ref was checking on
Yeah.
her and stuff. I mean, obviously Rhea was going to win this anyway, but there was like you had to improvise while that was happening, and then yeah, that's how it helped Rhea get the win, even though she did it on Kyrie. But uh, yeah, I haven't seen any reports come out of like how her leg is. I would hopefully that it's only like if she did something, it's only sprained and not broken or
Mhm.
torn. Because sometimes your body can move like that. Like there's times where like I'm walking and my foot does that little bendy thing when you step in an unlevel part of
Yeah.
the terrain. So hopefully, like it bent and it didn't do much. But I hope
But
that
she's had
she's
knee injuries
okay.
in the past, so
What?
yeah. She's had knee injuries in the past, so hopefully it
Yeah,
didn't like
I've been hearing that
re-aggravate
like
them
she's
or
technically, yeah, because I remember that one time she got injured at Money in the Bank last year. That wasn't her own. That wasn't her fault though. There was a spot that kind of like didn't do so well between her and EO. But yeah, Maria
yeah, I
is the
I
pick.
think yeah, I want to talk about that. I don't like that Rhea is the pick because to me, it's like, why? I don't think Rhea needs to win Money in the Bank.
She's
I
not.
don't think she needs to
She's
be a
not going
part of
to.
it. I know.
I
I don't know what they're trying to do with her, and I
I mean,
don't
it makes
really like
sense
it.
because she is eyeing up you, and she's been eyeing it up this whole time. So it only would make sense. But like, yeah, she doesn't really need to be in it. Neither did Becky. I'm glad. Like no hate to her, but like she didn't really need to be in it too because there's still unfinished business. But with Rhea, like I don't know. Like really, I would like for her to like have an entire. Now, if she was going potentially for like Tiffany per se, that would not make me mad because like her switching
I
up and
still
going
don't
for
like it.
that title, that's a whole different story. I've already seen her have the world heavyweight title. I've already seen the Io and Rhea, even though she was there in a triple threat. I've already seen that match. I don't need to see it again. It's the same kind of concept with Gunther and Jay. I feel like something's going to happen and Gunther's going to go to somebody else. But we may be seeing Gunther and Jay again, which I don't need to. But they could. I don't know. I just they're running out of ideas and they don't know what to do here because when SummerSlam gets here, there's a whole reset. Storylines begin, and it's the same thing with WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, storylines end and a new
Yeah.
one begins. SummerSlam,
No, not this WrestleMania.
Not this WrestleMania. This one, well, I mean, with Cody it did, but everything else, I mean, yeah, well, the Seth thing and then the Cena thing, so it's like a couple of storylines started, but for other things, no, they just continued. Um,
Yeah.
but
Um,
yeah,
no, I just think that Rhea would it feels too big for Rhea to win. Rhea feels too big for Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? It feels like she's higher than Money in the Bank status. Feels like she's bigger than Money in the Bank
well,
status.
remember,
Because to me,
go ahead.
Because to me, Money in the Bank has always, I've said this many times, but I think it should always be for people that haven't won a title before. I think Money in the Bank should always be someone's gateway into first getting a title, or at least like somebody's way to getting a world title, you know, if they've only ever had a mid card title. I don't think people who've had world titles should go after a Money in the Bank briefcase because I just don't think it makes sense.
Well, it's
And I
always
think
it's
it should be
still
for
an open
people lower on
gateway.
the card.
Yeah, it's still an open gateway to go for the big titles though. Like if somebody like obviously if Roxanne does win it, if that's our pick, she's obviously going to go for Io Sky. She's not going to go for Tiffany Stratton or Zelina. Like most of the time, they don't go for the United States Championship. Like sometimes they have before in the past, but they don't usually. But they are definitely. I can't really, and I know for a fact whoever is qualified because right now the people that have qualified for Money in the Bank. Well, let's give a scenario here. If Solo Sokoa won, I really hope he doesn't because then it's like, okay, they're only going to go for the United States Championship belt. I don't want that to be the reason or the way they set up this feud. I'm not saying that's going to make the Money in the Bank look bad. This year they're gonna. I hope they make it better than they did last year. But usually when you win that thing, you go for a bigger title than you do the United States. United States title is still important. It's mid card. You would think that Solo Sokoa would want to go for a bigger title. Now, would he go for John Cena? Probably not. But imagine him versus Jay. That is family.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
brothers. So imagine that. Not saying he's going to win because there's other picks that need to get into the Money in the Bank scene. But if he did, him and Jay, and then oh well, the Bloodlines got gold again. But I don't see that happening because we're going to eventually see him and Jacob soon face off, probably
Mhm,
SummerSlam. But that's just a scenario.
mhm.
It's like where do you think the person's going to go for? It depends on who's all in the match. You have to look at what they're eyeing up. Like if you had Alien Knight winning again, well, he's definitely gonna go for the U.S. title because he can't let that shit go. He loves that damn
True.
title. Or like it's like if somebody like Penta won it, he's going for Dom. If Finn won it, well, he's probably going for Dom too. But wouldn't mind seeing him going for Jay. Storylines
Yeah.
change a bit when you win that briefcase because then you have to change up your mindset. Where like, okay, fuck these other guys. This is who I want to go for. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
but from all of that, now also there's some shit happening in the background with Seth, the ultimate villain. Um,
Ah.
he's back there making some connections. This man talked to Gunther. This man talked to Logan Paul of all people. Like these interactions, I love the hell out of them because we don't see this much. But like the amount of like it felt like a movie or like a video game cutscene. The amount of times we saw Seth in the back talking to people, just I loved it. I love seeing him interact with everyone, like bringing the reality and like the worlds colliding. Like, yeah, that's gonna be a paper PLE soon, but we ain't talking about AAA. But the worlds are
Mhm.
colliding, and like all these people are overlapping because now everybody's wanting the world heavyweight title, and then he's like, talking to Gunther like, I thought I respected you, but I don't. It's like this and that because Gunther doesn't even, So there's just so many things going on. I love it a lot. Um, but also something like potential brewing with Logan Paul. Not saying it might happen, but Seth kind of gave him that nod, like, whatever happens, I might see you on the other side. And I'm like, potential
Ah.
allies or something? But I don't think he's going to be the third man because later on I'll talk
Well,
about
they
it.
are
I
allies.
have a
I know.
potential for the third man,
Oh, okay.
and I have a it's a bit of a prediction. Or spoiler. Anyways, Venom. But I had all that together. But I know if you had anything to add to that, but that's just yeah, I think it's just cool seeing those interactions.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
The Irish fighter had a match with Grayson Waller, Mr. Sheamus. It's fight night, people.
It's a shameful thing. Lobster head.
Sheamus went one on one with Grayson Waller. The match he was supposed to have last week, that Grayson Waller gave to Austin Theory, and Austin Theory got to sit out there and laugh and shit. Literally
Uh,
laughed while he was getting the 10 beats of the Badran on his ass. Grayson Waller even tried his own. I saw a lot of 2010 Sheamus in this match. Like,
mhm.
he's had the same kind of like, obviously the same, his moveset's changed, but like he's had the same kind of like drive and energy in his matches. But when he was over there hitting, like I think when Grayson Waller was over there, I think either hitting him in the face or chopping him in the chest, he was like, "Come on, come on!" I was like, "Dude, that's 2010 Sheamus. Like the shorter that hair gets, the more that 2010 Sheamus comes out." His hair was shorter this time. I was like, "Holy shit! I ain't seen this version of Sheamus in a while." I'm like, "Bro, push him, push him. I want
Push
him.
him like my
I
mom.
want him. What?"
Nothing.
Okay, I want ice. I want gold on him at some point, dude. I don't care what gold it is. I want him to be Grand Slam so badly. He's done everything. I want him to be Grand Slam so damn bad. I don't care what it is, man. Like, just something.
He would have to win the IC.
Probably yeah, the IC, yeah. Which you don't
That's
want
what
that to
he's
happen yet
missing.
because Dom holds
No.
it, but
No.
let
I
it
don't
go
want
to
it to
some.
ever happen because Dom's never gonna let it go. What are you talking about, man? Dom ain't ever losing that title. He'll never lose that title. What are you on about? You're fucking insane.
The copium is strong, so he's losing it soon. Not too soon, but like he's not chill. Because you know why? If he loses it, he can go into the world heavyweight. There you go, buddy. Chill
Oh
out.
my god, you're so right.
See, yeah.
You're so right.
Shut up. Shut up. You know. uh, yeah. I already got the Rhea qualified. That wasn't that wasn't none. There was a lot of jaw drops probably at some point. That wasn't the most jaw dropping thing. Finn Balor walks into the Judgment Day locker room, and
Uh-huh.
guess who follows behind him? Little Miss
Uh-huh.
Priss, Roxanne Perez. Tell me your reaction, because I was thinking about you when I saw that. How did you
Oh,
react?
oh, oh, you wanna know how I
Judgment
reacted?
Day fanboy
I
here.
Oh man, you. Oh, okay. I reacted in like the most. What? This is cool. And then I was like, wait a minute. This is really fucking
She
cool.
gave
Because
him.
I started thinking. She gave him the chicken nuggies and everything and gave Carlito the apple. And I was like, wait a minute. If she replaces Liv, I'm gonna love it. Dude, think about it. Roxanne and Dom would be the most generational WWE couple of all fucking time, man.
Dominic, no offense to my girlfriend. How the fuck are you pulling these women? Listen, you're going three. Dude, you went for the punk goth psycho, the blonde psycho. Now you're going for the Latina psycho? What type do you have? Is your wife all three of these women? How was your wife? How? What? What? Your wife is agreeing to all this? Are you sure you're married? Are you sure that's not kayfabe? Your wife is the most loyal. I hope you're loyal. The most loyal person and giving person to allow this. Did you see the way he smirked? He didn't give. He
Yeah,
said, "Fuck
man.
Liv." Dude, Liv versus Roxanne will feed families. My God,
Oh,
I want that
yeah,
to happen, but like I
dude.
also still don't want her. I don't want this angle to be like, oh, if this happens, Liv is the reason that Roxanne doesn't win. Fuck that. If that, don't make that an angle, please, WWE. But
No, no.
this, and then Finn's over here like, she's gonna find that because Raquel was like not having it. She's like, bitch, get out. She was not having it. Like she brought. I think she gave Carlito a gift. I can't remember what she gave him, But
Apple.
yeah, he gave him an apple, and then she was all like, her all little like girly two shoes weighing like, oh, I'm getting in your head, bitch. But I'm like, what if? What if that's the secret member that Dom's been talking about? Because hasn't
Dude.
he been saying that he has someone in
Oh.
mind? And we all
Yeah.
thought it was like everyone thought for some reason it was Aleister Black. I'm like, y'all are dumb. He's on SmackDown. But I was like, what if he's been planting the seeds this whole time? And this is like a whole situation where like he pushed out Rhea and now he's pushing out Liv. Like, I don't know
Dude.
what the plan is here, but the man was so comfortable with her being there. He didn't even like get offended or like get like he just ate the nuggets. Like, all right, bro.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I'm not gonna add to that. Listen, not gonna add to that. But it was a very interesting thing because Finn came in and I was just like, oh, it's another segment. I was not expecting that. Like, I'm telling you, this episode had so many new interactions that we've never seen before. And if this is your way to boost Roxanne by pairing her with one of the best factions right now, because they had their moments, but they're
True.
coming back together.
They have their aura back.
Their aura's back, and now adding her to that because I feel like they had to do something. They're like, if Liv's gonna be gone,
Since
what
Liv's
can we
gone.
do?
Yeah.
And then this was the moment. And it's going to be one of those moments where it's like Raquel doesn't like it, and maybe Raquel will get used to it and like it. And then, Liv being gone. It kind of in my head, I played it. I was like, I don't know about this because it reminds me of like, the Liv thing. And then, like, I mean, it's okay to do a repeat sometimes. I would like to
But
see
this
this how
one.
Liv reacts to this shit because like she did it with Rhea, so
Yeah,
now her
dude.
getting the forefront is gonna be like fuck.
Dude, Liv would react like a crazy psycho. Dude, I want to see Liv like be like a yandere from like a scary like anime game. You know what I
she,
mean? Where like she.
she there's one angle she teased years ago that people want to see. She was gonna dye her hair black at one point. Imagine she just goes full on depressed mode,
Oh,
and she's just gonna torment the hell out of Dom. I
dude,
mean,
that'd be
they're cooking with
sick.
something here. If they're adding Roxanne, like this is gonna be insane. It's already
What if
making
it's
like
bad?
it's already making it felt like a small sweetener of a Raw after Mania. I don't know why, but all of this just felt like new
Yeah,
storylines building. It just felt like more Raw after Mania. I mean, Raw after Mania this year was great, but it felt like a second filling of that. So,
true.
but
Yeah, it was fantastic.
um,
That's all the notes I had for
well,
this.
the main event of like it was Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso for the title. The title. Now, obviously, we know how like most times there are title changes. There's been a couple title changes on Raw, like Rhea and Io, um, and then like Braun versus Jay back in with the IC title. But recently with the bigger titles, you haven't seen that much. But of course, I knew that like something was probably going to happen here, or I don't feel like they weren't going to have Jay beat Braun because they're setting up for the tag match that's this weekend, which is CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Braun and Seth. But obviously, in this match, Paul interferes and pulls Jay's legs and stuff, and then Jay's about to go after Paul, and then Seth comes in and attacks him, DQs the match, obviously. I don't always like it, but when this kind of thing is like, I mean, Seth's also got a DQ. They want to make these guys look strong and not weak to take the fall to a pin yet, especially not Jay because he can't lose his belt. But um, it was a good match overall. Him and Braun already have chemistry, so the match is already good. While that's happening, Sami Zayn comes out now, and then he stands there for a long ass time, but then CM Punk comes out there with him, and there's a brawl, obviously, and CM Punk and Sammy are standing tall along with Jay, all three of them in there, which is setting up for something very big, like probably a triple threat one day, or no, sorry, triple 6-man tag. But
Mhm.
there was also earlier on like a backstage session between Sammy and Jay. So here's my theory, because I thought
Hold
something
on.
was going to happen last night, and I think it's going to happen at Saturday night's main event. Sami Zayn's
Okay.
the third man.
I have seen this going around, and I think it's a good
because
theory.
the way Sammy has been getting close to both Punk and Jay. Now, Jay and Sammy have already been close, but there's chemistry there. And there's history there with Seth before Seth was a full blown heel during the whole Roman Reigns War Game shit. Uh, and I feel like Seth has beat it into Sammy's head, even though you wanted blood from that match, you didn't get it, but has beat it in his head enough to where it's like, if I cannot beat him, join him. And I just have a feeling that it's going to happen probably at the end of the match, or something's going to happen and it's going to cause it to be like a 2-on-1, or, Sammy's going to betray him and then someone, Punk's going to take the pin. Yeah. Now, that obviously sets up for like, okay, who's going to be, Punk and Jay's third man. They'll probably figure that later, but it only makes sense. And also, Sammy's been wearing black a lot. I mean, I know that doesn't mean shit, but I always pay attention to color sometimes. So if they be wearing dark colors, maybe they're turning, but I always pay attention to that. I love doing that because sometimes it shows character development. If you're wearing all black, you're pretty much a heel at that point almost. Um,
Sure.
Gunther comes out in all black. He's a bad guy. Logan came out in all black. Like, it's just, you can pay attention with that way. But I just have a feeling because I thought it was going to happen there last night because Sammy was hesitating a lot. He was standing there, he was looking
Hmm.
at him, he was looking back at Jay, looking back at them, and then I was like, okay, well, he's got a turn here, doesn't he? But it wouldn't make sense because the match is confirmed Saturday. But then Punk comes out and they all start fighting. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but the perfect time for it to happen will be Saturday night's main event
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, but then I like question how that works because
It's very weird.
it's it's Punk and Sammy versus Seth and Braun. So like, if Sammy turns on Punk like at the start of the match, then is the match
I don't think
over? Or
he'll.
like,
I don't
what
think he'll.
happens?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a short show, and I couldn't put it past them to give us a main event that doesn't have an ending. It's Saturday night's main event, but it's not a main event. My bad. A match that has a bad ending. But I would say that they tag normally. I would have to say that someone gets the upper hand here, and then Sammy wins. Like maybe Punk and Sammy win, and then Sammy turns. Because you can still
Mm-hmm.
win, like have the match through the entire
Mm-hmm.
thing, and then fuck up the match on purpose, but make it look like you're not, and make your tag partner be like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But
Yeah.
still, in a way, it's either they can win the match and he turns, or near the end of the match he doesn't tag, or doesn't let Punk tag him in. He jumps off the rope, and then Braun does his shit, runs back and forth, and then boom, and then spear, and then stomp or whatever, and then 1, 2, 3, like. And Sammy's just standing there, probably doing what he always does, where he's just looking at the camera, and he's like, got that regret in his face, but then he's also like, because he's gonna be like probably like that regretful heel, like I got to do this, but like, because he doesn't seem like he'd be like that angry. He hasn't been the angry
Mhm.
bad heel in a while, because he was a heel in the bloodline, but he wanted to fit in. He was more that joyful heel, like I want to fit in with them, I love them.
Yeah.
So this can be like,
Yeah.
I have to do this
Tell me
because he
so.
has been said, if you don't join me, then you're against me, and I will destroy everything that you have. Like, so it's one of those moments like I got to do it. I'm gonna lose everything. I got to do it. So it's like it's probably gonna be one of
And
those
maybe
hill
it's like
turns.
and also is like helping the future of the WWE. But listen, I like everything you're saying. I like your idea, but I have one thing that completely debunks your entire theory.
Okay.
And that is, okay, the only thing I'm debunking here is that it's not going to happen in Saturday Night's Main Event. I don't think that'll happen in Saturday Night's Main Event. I think it might happen at a future show, like Money in the Bank, but I don't think it'll happen in Saturday Night's Main Event. You know why?
Hmm.
Because it's Saturday night's main event and it's non-canon and nothing ever happens on that show and it's just a house show to please the fans. So the faces always win and nothing major ever happens on those shows. So yeah,
True, but what if they switch it up this time? Maybe they heard our voices and
they
then it's
won't.
not canon. Hey,
They
I mean,
won't.
if it does, it does. I mean, I was almost gonna tell you if it does happen, then we can't say it's not canon. If it continues on to
Yeah.
Raw, then it's like that's the only thing. But I mean, we don't say it's not canon like it doesn't add to the story. We're saying it's not canon because like sometimes it sucks. because the buildup of like Gunther
and also it
losing,
reverses everything.
yeah, it's weird.
Look at Rumble. That like reversed everything that happened at the Saturday Night's Main Event right before it.
Yeah, because Jacob Fatu killed Braun Strowman, and then he came back and was like, "Ow."
Yeah,
It's like, okay, sure.
exactly. It was
Um,
dumb.
but that is all of my recaps. We obviously didn't do NXT because he has not watched it. I wouldn't say. Recording this on a Tuesday, so he has not watched it. But if you want, we can go ahead and jump into our hot takes because we may be on this
Let's
for
do
a lot or short. But who would like to? I want. I want. I
it.
want to know yours. I want to see. I want to see what yours are. I want to know if you want because mine are probably simple, but I want to know like what yours are because I have a couple of wrestling and I have like some gaming, but I'm
Okay,
interested.
wait. Actually, before we start, I just want to come. Can I just rant about two random things quickly?
Sure, it's a podcast.
Okay, okay. The random things I want to rant about. Number one, so I'm getting into Magic, right? Like I'm getting right into
Yes.
Magic. Um, but the thing is, okay, so I started getting the Magic because I saw the Final Fantasy VII collab they're doing. They're basically releasing a Final Fantasy set, right? That
Right.
has like Final Fantasy cards in it.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, that's so hype. So that's why I started getting the Magic, and that's why I went and bought my first Commander deck, because that's cheap. You know how much they're making these Final Fantasy cards, which are supposed to be to bring new players into Magic, but they're making them the most like expensive things in the entire fucking
I
world.
hear Magic
It's fucking
expensive.
insane.
He plays it with her. Used to play with her brother a lot. That's expensive.
Yeah, but like these prices are insane. It's like $200
It's
for a
Magic.
premium commander deck.
Yeah, it's Magic. That's what I've heard. Like, it's not a
No,
cheap game to
but I just
play.
went to the store and bought, and you can buy a commander deck for like $100.
Oh, maybe they're upselling them where those are.
No, it's just because it's Final Fantasy. They're making it
Oh
way
well,
more
yeah. If it's
expensive.
a collab, like yeah, I would expect it to
But that
be.
doesn't make sense because the collab is supposed to bring new players in. But if you're making it so expensive that most new players aren't even going to be able to buy it, what's the fucking
Yeah, but
point?
you got to think about the devs at Final Fantasy. Maybe they wanted that extra 100 for kind of using their likeness for a game that's not the same as that. So it's like they probably wanted more. I mean, it's a collab.
Yeah,
Some collabs cost more than the normal sets, I would assume. I don't know much
but it's
about.
not just Final Fantasy. They're doing it for like every future set coming up, not even just the collab ones.
Mm,
They're like increasing the prices by a considerable
economy.
amount. It's like $1,000 for like everything
God.
in a set. It's genuinely crazy. Like it's so insane. I literally saw like a math thing, like someone doing math for it, and for USD, you can buy a PS5, Monster Hunter Wilds, um, and Mario Wonder, all for the same price as one of these Final Fantasy Magic things. You can buy those three things for one of these Final Fantasy
Yeah,
Magic
banishing like
things.
a one
Like
set of
that's
magic
fucking
is like the
bullshit.
cost of a PC, probably.
Yeah, it's fucking like I wanted to get the Final Fantasy stuff, and then sorry, I realized, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to bleep that.
Yes, I do.
But but I think like,
Oh,
but no, it's stupid because like, why do you make it so expensive if the whole point of a collab is to bring in new players who like that product? But you
yeah.
bring them in and it's too expensive. You're just like out price ranging everyone there, and you're even out price ranging your players because it's not what it used to cost. Now it's going up exponentially. It's just the most stupid thing ever, and it's happening. And I was like, oh, I'm so gonna get this. They're also doing an Avatar: Last Airbender collab, like I think next year or something,
Wow.
and I was so hyped for that. But no, it's gonna be like $2,000, so it's not like I can fucking get it. It's fucking. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
129.06. Okay, so I know exactly where to bleep these. Thanks. He said dumb is what he said, guys. What's your second rant? Because I'm ready for the bleep button.
Okay, well, my second rant is about well, it's not really a rant, actually. It's a discussion I want to have with you specifically as a person.
All right, too. I'm a person.
And it kind of pertains to one of my later hot takes, but
Yes.
for now,
Okay.
I want to ask you if you've seen this, because I saw this. MK1 has a definitive edition basically suggesting that they're not continuing support for MK1 and it's dead.
Yes. I saw that and I was like, "Ah, yes, NetherRealm, you are fishing for money." Oh my goodness, yeah, and I'm assuming it's going to include all the DLC, Chaos Reigns, DLC Pack 2 or Combat Pack 2. That shows you right there Combat Pack 3 is not happening if there even was one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, yeah, anytime there's a definitive edition or a re-release, they've given up on the original. They're no longer going to support it. They'll probably support online,
Hmm.
but they're no longer going to support anything else of the game. It could be good news that they're working on MK2, but that's rare for them to, because you would hope they would still have more DLC expansions, but no.
Doesn't look like it.
No, it seems like they're done with the game. The definitive edition is just to get everything at once, um, and get your money again. So great. I didn't think you'd have a definitive edition this early on, but okay, Mortal Kombat.
Me neither.
What I'll be buying. I
I mean,
haven't played the game since release.
yeah, I mean, the game is so dead at this point, kind of. And like,
How can
so
you?
I'm guessing that's why they're not supporting it. They're not getting the
Well, with
numbers they
fighting
want.
games, like I get it, people still play Street Fighter, Tekken, but it's like with fighting games, after the campaign, after the DLC, what else can you do? I get it, there was new players or the new characters to play as, but there's only so much you can have, and all of DLC. Like for some people, DLC 2 was lackluster a little bit because it had strength. Like it had, I mean, I'm not saying Ghostface sucks or the T100, but the characters from Combat Pack 1 are better than Combat Pack 2 in every way, shape, and form. So it's like it. No one cared. And then I heard like Chaos Reigns wasn't. Did you play? You played Chaos Reigns, right? It wasn't that good.
Hmm. Yeah, it
Yeah, it
was not.
was not that good. And also, Mortal Kombat campaigns as a whole are not always good because it's mainly cutscenes, and then you fight the characters.
I like them
I mean,
though. I
yeah, but
liked
I
MK1.
miss Conquest, dude. I miss Mortal Kombat Deception, open world,
Oh
running
yeah.
around, and then fighting people, or like Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest, where it was a little bit different. And then like Shaolin Monks, I played that too. It's like that's a whole different thing. That's different. You're actually open world fighting. You're not just fighting side by
Hmm.
side. But I miss those kind of things. But they don't do that anymore. So now it's like if an MK2 comes out, it's gonna be the same kind of thing. It's gonna be cutscene, cutscene, fight, cutscene, cutscene, fight, and then online support. It's like, oh man, I don't know if I would get
I
the
hope
next one.
they improve it. Yeah, I hope they improve it because if they don't, there's a good chance I'm not getting it either. Because I thought I was gonna play this one for a long time. I didn't. I came back for Chaos Reigns and that was
That
it.
was the plan
Then
for
I
me.
was
I was gonna be
done.
playing the shit out of it, possibly streaming it a lot. I streamed it one time on this channel. It just
Yeah,
was not for me. I mean, it's great. Mortal Kombat's great. I
it wasn't
got it
fun.
because it was been so many years since 11. Not that many years, but
Yeah,
like it was just we're restarting everything, and I was like, okay, we'll see how we go. And then yeah, I can't say the story
and
was
then
the
they
greatest,
didn't
but
restart everything,
yeah. Mm.
which is my issue. Like they said, we're restarting it all, and then they don't, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. No, they did, but they didn't because it's still like, talking about the old Mortal Kombat 11 story and like all that. Like they restarted it, but they didn't restart it
Yeah,
because it's still continuing 11. So,
exactly.
oh, whatever. But
Yeah, I think the main issue with MK1 though is just they had like no game modes at launch. They only had
yeah,
invasions, which sucked, by the way. It was super repetitive at the time and still is repetitive and boring. And it's just for skins. They monetized skins and fatalities for like $12, which was crazy expensive and not really worth it for a fighting game. And they just did so
the
many
cameo
different things to like
system,
kind of kill
the
this.
cameo system was really, I don't think was a good idea. You could have just given us those characters to play as. I would have like, I have like a love hate with the cameo system. Like, yeah, I can do combos and shit, and then they can, yeah, Serena or whatever her name was is broken as hell. She's the main one to use in a combo, but Oh my god, it's just I don't know. It's definitely died off. I mean, that year of gaming 2023 was good because you had Spider-Man 2 coming out in that game, and then there's a lot of other shit, but then it completely died down when Spider-Man 2 came out. I was just like, bye.
Especially when Street Fighter 6 came out.
And then yeah, that too. Street Fighter 6 also dropped, and everybody's like it's better, which it probably is. I haven't played it, but overall it is because like
Yeah.
yeah, Mortal Kombat focuses on the gore and the crazy shit, and but you know you can only play a
Doesn't
fighting
help
game so
that
much.
Yeah, and doesn't help that for their first DLC, they had two characters that were in the story as part of the DLC, clearly showing that they rushed out the game and didn't have time to include those characters in the thing.
Yep.
And then, not to mention, DLC Pack 2 and even DLC Pack 1 to an extent took so long to release all their characters, and the like time gaps between them didn't really make any sense at all when previous MK games had characters
And out
released
of all
way
of them,
faster.
the only one that people gave a shit about was Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander. They didn't give two shits about like some people like Takeda, and some people gave a damn about Quan Chi. I mean, he's a very important character, and he was very important in the storyline. Yeah, the same thing with DLC characters. You couldn't play at release, like Ermac. You couldn't play him till later. It's like you couldn't play these people till later, even though you enjoyed fighting against them. And then like you couldn't even get no, you could get Havoc, but like there's just like you just couldn't get people you wanted, and it took so long. And then like everyone already knew how to play as Omni Man, and then by the time you get to like Homelander, people already could beat your ass with Omni Man. It's like it just didn't matter. Like Homelander was the focus, and he was the last one to. He wasn't even the last one to release, but he wasn't released until the springtime. So okay, and it just took so long. It's like I can't wait for that DLC to just drop like that. It's like yeah, I paid for it, but it's like oh,
Yeah.
um, but.
Yeah, that's all I had for my rants, but
We
yeah.
can begin the hot takes. Since I'm gonna let you cool down on your
Alrighty.
rant, I'll start with my hot takes. I'm probably like I'm not gonna spend too much on them, but just because of
Yeah.
timing. But I will say the first thing, and it's funny enough because you mentioned this. The I don't think you might have mentioned on the pod, but like you made the joke, but you were like, Grand Theft Auto 5 sucks or something like
Yeah.
that. My first hot take is Grand Theft Auto 4 is better than 5. Now, I've mentioned this around you before.
Mhm.
But I know you don't have big fair knowledge about GTA, but I know you know it's like a crime simulator shoot 'em up. It pretty much is what it is. So this has been my hot take for so many years, just because like the dynamics between different. I mean, GTA games are always different in each way, and when 6 comes out next year, it's gonna be hard to. It's gonna I'm about to rank it where 4 with 4 because I got to see the atmosphere of 6 with also 4 and then 5. The reason why, because any people will have a gripe with 4 because it is it's a very dark story. I am a sucker for serious dark stories. There are comedy moments like, his cousin Roman, you play as Nico. He's an
Roman
immigrant
Reigns?
from Serbia. He's coming in to America on a boat. He gets off. You meet his funny cousin Roman.
America.
Fuck
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah. He comes into America. He's looking like the whole premise of the story is he's looking for someone who betrayed his battalion or his group of soldiers that he was with in the Serbian army. He's looking for someone. He's trying to find the man who got away, and he's trying to go and come and kill him. That's the whole point. You get relationships, shit happens. Like it's pretty much the premise of what migrants, or whatever come into America looking for. Like this is the American dream. That's the whole point of the entire game. But there's comedy moments. There's good, like the gameplay changes. Like as you said, the car mechanics. It's not even about that. It's mainly about the story. Like yeah, I get it. I can't fly a plane in the game, but I think it. And most people believed it had something to do with 9/11 because the game is set in fictional New York, which is Liberty City. There are no Twin Towers present in this game because they wouldn't exist by now. But it has nothing to do with that. I think they just, in a way, this game was rushed and they didn't really could think of plane mechanics. Like, yeah, you can fly helicopters, but they couldn't really think of plane mechanics here. Um, I always made I used to make the joke that if the games, any of the GTA games set in San Andreas or Los Santos, are more developed than any other game because you can fly planes in GTA 5 and you can swim underwater. You can't do that in 4. So it's like there was some rushing moments, but I feel like with 4 they focused on the minor gameplay elements and the story more and the world building. So 4 is more
Yeah.
serious and it has with it there's two different endings with which either ending you choose, it's sad. The hero still wins in the end, but it's still fucking sad. Um So hopefully this doesn't paint me as like edgy because I prefer an edgier ending over a happy ending. But this is where it comes to GTA 5. Now this one is a whole different phenomenon because this game at the time and over time has changed the game scene when it came out. For the first time in ever, you got to play as three different characters with three different lives, living in three different areas in the map. Um Completely game changing. And back in the day when the PS3 was faster than anything, where you were able to switch at rapid speeds, between characters, it was really cool to do so. That mechanic will beat GTA 5, 4, but the story mode of GTA 4 was like or 5 was they were back into that wacky side of GTA, doing heists and shit, but some of it felt repetitive. Some of the characters like personality and emotions I just didn't give a shit about. It's just like I'm not saying 5 stories sucked. There were some filler moments that were like I don't give a shit, but with 4, I don't know, something about that world just like every decision you made was like very very just like effective on your character, effective on you how you felt about things, and it introduced a lot of new mechanics. It's just like I don't know, for me it's personally better than 5. That's my hot take because a lot of people were like, "Oh, 5 might be better," and some people will hate 4 for like its crappy mechanics at launch. They're better now, but and then people hate on 5 because of online, but like the campaign story is what I'm talking about here and not even online. It's like I think that dark dynamic because before like the early years of Rockstar, like working on Max Payne, Manhunt, these story driven games that were like very, very dark, I enjoy that. And it felt like they brought that back with 4. I haven't seen it again. Maybe 6 will have some dark elements because people were saying this is going to be like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing where like, one of them's going to die or something. We don't know the story, but like, I think 6 might bring that aspect back. But 4 overall, my hot take is better than GTA 5. Oh, thank you very much.
Damn.
And that's my first hot
That
take.
is a hot take.
It is a big
Yeah.
one. I had to think of many. Uh,
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll go with my first one.
I'm excited.
Now, I'm gonna go with a lighter one, you know?
Okay.
I'm gonna go with one of my like I think ones that maybe some people will actually like agree with. I won't get super hated on.
Okay.
And that is that okay, that projects should take as long as possible to come out.
Ooh, okay. So like anything, like
Now,
art, music.
exactly. Like, say a YouTube video, say album, say a movie, say a video game, say a book. I think these should take as long as possible to come out. Just make sure, like, take as long as a author or creator or whatever needs to get these out, just to make sure that it is up to quality and good, instead of having where we're at right now with a lot of games and stuff where it's rushed out and like it doesn't come out complete. Look at Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
If that just took a bit more time, it would have been fine on release. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that's why I think stuff being pushed back is a good thing. That's why I think stuff like Beyond the Spider Verse should take as long as possible to come out. That's why I think stuff like GTA 6 should take as long as
Yeah,
possible to
and,
come
and,
out,
and
just to
yeah,
make
that's
sure they're
exactly
up
what
to
they're
speed.
doing too. They're polishing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good take.
I just
Yeah, because
yeah.
like with me, I have a lot of songs for my album done, but it's like there's more obviously, but like yeah, I released a teaser trailer. It's not fully done, but it's just one of the songs that's going to be on the thing. But that doesn't mean that's ready to release. I push it to the latest I possibly can in the year so that I have time to work on it. And by that time, I'm confident it will be ready to go. And also, instrumental is a whole different than vocals. If doing a vocal album and I said the fall, it's not going to be done by the fall because vocals takes longer than just making a regular beat. So I'm halfway done, but I want to give it time. So if I do finish early, I have time to make sure it sounds right. So I like that take.
Mhm.
It's more,
Yeah, and
it's in between warm, but like it's still, yeah. Because there's some people that prefer shit to be like, oh, I wish Spider Verse came out, last year. It's like would have been a bad idea.
yeah, exactly. Like I just hate people like that who are like complaining that things get delayed or whatever. I'm like, dude, I think it's good that things get delayed. I get excited when things get delayed. It means they're working hard on it to make sure it's good when it comes
Yeah,
out.
because I was like that when like you and I had that argument about GTA 6 being delayed. It wasn't more of like I want it to be polished and done. It was like, no, I just want the game now. That was the kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was like I wasn't thinking right. I want the game, but I understand if they need to delay it. But I also think it's still in a way a great PR move. They're releasing it at the end of like school being out, and for all that free time that kids are going to have. Like I'm not saying I advise for kids who don't need to play the game that's mature at the age that you are, but if you're like 18 and older and you grab that shit at the end of your graduation or something, I would ask, that would be a graduation present. Ask, but mom, give me GTA 6, please, or buy it yourself, if you have a job. But like, that's a great PR move. But like, I think also there's some things that are not done. They're polishing it. It might be done like people think. You don't know. Y'all don't work for the company. There's polishing it. They want it to be amazing at launch. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Was that the
What's your next one?
okay? This one is wrestling related. I only have one wrestling related, but I wanted to throw one in there because this is one that I've thought about all over the years, and I'm starting to notice that a lot of people are thinking about this too because we're older, and most of the people who have heard about this have not experienced all of it or lived through it. But I think that the Attitude Era was not all that great.
Oh.
Now, this is a very, very hot one because the IWC just like pointed their guns at me. There's a reason why I did this. Now, yes, we had the likes of The Rock come out. We had the likes of Stone Cold pop off here. We had the entire, corporate ministry. We had Undertaker pop off, Kane. But there are some moments in this fucking era that were way too far, way too graphic, way too messed up that would not hold up to the standards today. And I'm not basing it off of that because it was a different time. Yes, I get that. But there are some moments in this era that were just fucking outright atrocious. I mean, it did birth some of the greatest legends. It did birth some of the greatest moments and memes and stuff. But overall, I think, and that's not in my take, but I think the years after it were the best years just because of like the stars that it birthed. Like this is like later on John Cena and CM Punk, Randy Orton, all these people came out after this, and Triple H like was during the Attitude Era, but after Attitude Era, like his peak and Shawn Michaels' peak happened. But like the era itself, there were some moments that were so questionable. They went too far with some things. Even back then, you should have thought it was really bad to do. It just like, and also the documentary of Vince McMahon ruined it for me too because it was like you found out that they were really just trying. I mean, we knew they were competing with WCW, but now it's like
Mhm.
they were really just copying what WCW was and trying to make themselves more grittier. And it's just like when you look at it as a whole, people say it's the greatest era because there was no filter, because they could say whatever they wanted. Looking at that today, that doesn't sit well with me at all. I'm grateful that Stone Cold is, exists from that, and The Rock, and as much as people don't understand, The Rock wasn't even around that much. He literally was gone after the Attitude Era, and like, and stuff. And the birth of Kane and then Undertaker's run and everything. Like there was so many good moments, but there was also some shit ones, like some that just like like head scratching and like awkward and
Hurricane.
cringe. And well, the hurricane is funny, but I mean, just like some things that just didn't. I can't name a few, but like Val Venus. Like, okay, he's one of them, but like just some kind of things, and then like the obvious like some moments
Hunter Hearst
misogynistic
Helmsley.
to women. It's like some things just they went for that raw grittiness. I mean, it's in the name raw, but I don't think it was the best because after all these years, it does to me does not live up to the hype anymore. Like with some, if you had to take certain moments from it, and then it would blow your mind that it's from the Attitude Era, but everything else is like filler, random, weird bullshit. That was just competing with WCW to see who was grittier than the other. It's not all the best when you look back at some of the segments and matches. That's all I have to say. I think currently now we're in our best era. I'm not saying it's better
Agreed.
than the PG era. The PG era
I am.
had some gems. Well, no, it's better than. I'm not saying the PG era is better. My bad. There were some moments during the PG era, like 2011, early 2012, 13, were good moments. They obviously weren't better than the Attitude Era, but there was also like some ruthless aggression during like running up Cena's time and Benoit and early Evolution days. Like those were a little bit better in my opinion. Like not always, but there were some Attitude moments where I'm like, like I mean I don't know, but that's just me. I don't think it was all that great when you get a older perspective and mindset. Like, yeah, there's some oldies out there. There's some old heads who still believe that that shit was the best, but from someone my generation, I don't think so. That's my take.
Well, I want to give my perspective on this as someone who's only become a fan recently.
Okay, yeah, 'cause you am.
I agree with you, and here's my logic to why I don't think the Attitude Era is great. Because I've seen a lot of clips from the Attitude Era. I've seen a lot of matches from the Attitude Era. I think there's a lot of good things from it, but also you have stuff like bra and panties as matches. And I just want to say, if I was the same age I was when I discovered wrestling, like now, but it was the Attitude Era, I wouldn't have kept watching. Like that's all I'm
They
saying.
then the thing is with that is like it was still pertaining to kid like they were encouraging like don't bring your kids to this live, but they weren't also not like discouraging like don't let your kids watch it all. They were still in a way like at that time it made it seem like wrestling was only for adults, but they were not saying don't bring your kids. Like people were still bringing their kids. They weren't prohibiting it, and they weren't also prohibiting it to watch it on TV. It's like they were in a way still, promoting it for kids. But yeah, the treating of women in some ways, and then also not like the treating of like uh just other
People
like
of color.
like sexes and even like how people used to feel about gays back then, like the same kind of thing. Like they didn't care, they were open about everything, and then just a lot of weird shit. And then Vince McMahon
And
ideas
people of
and like
color.
stuff about his daughter, and it's very very weird.
Yeah, he said the N word, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, well, back. I mean, there's if you think about it, what white person famous hasn't? Honestly, I that wasn't really my biggest gripe. I mean, I know
Well,
that
no,
he
I'm saying
did.
like he did as like part of a storyline on TV. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, and there's weird shit, but I mean, it's just things.
So did John. That didn't he?
I think John's a little bit different with, honestly, like I feel like in a way with being in the rap game like he is, it's kind of like saying like Eminem got a permission or something if he said it. It's weird to say about John. I don't even want to get into that, but but that's my hot take for the wrestling. My second hot take.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Well,
killed.
I guess I'll give my next hot take.
Sure.
Um, I okay. Listen, I don't know how hot this one is. I don't know if people actually agree with me or disagree. So let me know. But I think that there will never. Okay. I think there will never be a Elden Ring or Bloodborne 2.
Is not Ring not two?
No.
Okay.
I mean, because they're doing Duskblood too, which is like a co-op thing. But those, I'm not counting those. I'm counting those as like co-op things, you know? Elden Ring and Bloodborne are like story like type of games and single player, right? But
Right.
they
Okay.
you can play them co-op, but like sometimes in certain ways, but they're like mainly single player focused, right? And they're like completely like open like new stuff.
Right.
Duskblood and Night Rain are probably just going to use assets from Bloodborne and Elden Ring already and just like make it like a PvP like or like multiplayer experience. Like that's the idea, right?
Okay.
But I think that there will never be an Elden Ring 2, a Bloodborne 2, a Demon Souls 2, a Sekiro 2, none of those.
Is so your take is no Soulsborne sequels, Souls-like
Well,
sequels,
no FromSoft
no
Soulsborne
FromSoft,
sequels.
but Stellar
I don't
Blade
think
2.
there will be
Wait,
a single one.
Celebrate's not FromSoft. My bad.
No. Yeah, no. I don't think there will be a single FromSoft one, and hear me out, because Bloodborne was the FromSoft game that came after Dark Souls 3, I believe,
Okay.
and that makes the first instance of FromSoft, like, well, technically no, because they did Demon Souls first, but it makes like the first instance of them not doing like a sequel, because they did Demon Souls, then the three Dark Souls games, right?
Right.
Well, I think three might have came out after Bloodborne, but whatever. Anyway, you get my point. Like there hasn't been a Sekiro 2, there hasn't been a Bloodborne 2, there hasn't been an Elden Ring 2. It's only been like these side kind of projects, and I don't think there ever will be one, because I think after they did three Dark Souls, I think they realized that they don't ever want to do sequels again.
Yeah, because
I
it's
think
like
they're
it's the
like,
same concept. Like
yeah,
Dark Souls, how can you do that 3 times and it not be the same thing? So I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, you don't really have to do sequels, given that you
yeah,
can kind of formulate the same formula, just make something different. It's like you got Sekiro already. Do you need a Sekiro 2? Like, do you need it? Apparently people need
exactly.
Bloodborne for some reason. Well, what I've been hearing, they want a Bloodborne remastered. They want the
Yeah,
remastered, but they don't. But some people are asking for a Bloodborne 2. But I feel like those games, I don't know the endings, but I feel like those games end on a perfect note. So why do you need another? I
yeah.
get it, you like the
It's
character,
like,
but like,
yeah, it's like they're perfectly encapsulated stories, right? Too
yeah,
like the thing about most of the Souls games after Dark Souls is they're all like their own universe, and I think FromSoft just wants to make like different universe types games now instead of making any type of sequel, because they don't want to like redo something they kind of already did.
right.
They want to like try like a different angle, a different like aspect, like a different universe. Which is why like I see so many people like, dude, just wait until Elden Ring 2 comes out, and I'm like, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I genuinely don't think there's a single chance in hell they ever do an Elden Ring 2, even in like 50 years. I don't
Yeah.
think we'll get an Elden Ring 2.
Mm-mm.
I just don't think it'll
There's no
happen.
reason to. If you're getting Night Ring, which is a spinoff or whatever you said was like a battle. What did you say it was?
It's like a roguelike, kind of.
Yeah, if it's a whole different
Multiplayer
thing,
roguelike.
it's like, well, then they've obviously given up on making the sequel. They're making this. So
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with you there. I wouldn't need them. Mm.
yeah. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Um, this one's gonna be simple and quick, probably. I prefer old music over new. Um,
I don't think that's a hot take, but
yeah, well, I at this point I was getting a little bit lost of what of my takes, but I mean this is probably like a lukewarm probably take, but there's some people that do prefer new over old because like even though I'm the more old is gold kind of thing here, but I act like an old man a lot. You can ask this guy, but like just the old
true.
classics. The old classics just for some reason hold a dear place in my heart, even when like I'm still discovering old music, like rock, metal, even sometimes like old rap. Like I have so many playlists of like stuff. It's just like the new genre. I feel like it should just be made for the new generation to get used to that. I'm not saying like we can't get used to the new stuff. It's just I can't find myself finding the next new. I couldn't even get used to Metallica's new album. I really couldn't. There was one Lux Eterna was the one song in that album that I liked. Everything else I did not enjoy it. I just like even if it's like the like recently, probably a year ago, Linkin Park got a new lead singer. They're back again. I can't bring myself to listen to the new stuff because it's not probably going to be the same as the old. It's a different singer. It's not um Chester anymore, you know? It's a whole different person. Um I heard like 3 Days Grace got a new or later on, I don't think that was like after the first guy, but like they also have been, playing around and new shit and like some of the System of Down's one of my favorites. Like some of their guys are doing their own solo projects. It's just hard for me to listen to them solo without them all together. It's just like I don't know, old is gold for me. It's like I like the old music. You can listen to it anytime. It still feels like you get those nostalgia chills sometimes when I listen to one because like I was listening to like my old rock playlist the other day and I was getting my feels, man. Like it brings up old memories, some good, some bad. But hearing them again, it puts you in a place of like peace, or like I don't listen to metal and get angry. I get kind of peaceful, which is very strange to say. But I don't know. It's like a comfort area for these old music. The new music, I can't find my personality. I can't find myself. I guess you can say like I can't find something in it. Like oh, check out this new rap song. Cool, man. Fire. He rhymed on every lyric or whatever. It's like cool, but like I can't get used to it as the old ones. So it's very simple, probably a warm take, but I mean,
Huh.
there's some people that do prefer new music and hate the old, and will refuse to actually listen to the old. But I did come across like a couple of years ago, like these YouTube channels were coming out, and like it was like, oh, rapper listens to old style rock, or rap fans listen to and I love those channels because they were getting into the culture and learning the old shit, and they're like, oh my god, this is kind of good. What the hell am I been listening to? Like. But there are people who refuse the old and only like the new. But I think it's a little warm take. But I need to put something
Oh,
in
I
it.
just came up with a new hot take on the spot.
Oh my
Let me write it
god,
down.
we said five.
I know.
Five. Make it a. We can make it a bonus. I have a bonus one at the end. You can have a bonus. I don't care.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, no, I think your point is interesting. I don't personally agree, but that's because I like all music from every single era. And I find music that I like in all of the eras in every single year. I mean I literally watched a
I
I
probably
think it
should
was
have
like 2 days ago I
specified.
watched a video. Huh?
I probably should have specified. I probably in a way because I was talking more about rock, rap, and metal. I probably should have specified like the genres. But like that's kind of what I was going for. Those kind of genres, the old are better than the new. I guess that's what I should have said. But
Um well, yeah, I don't know. I just for me I like every single genre of music. I like every single generation of music. I like every single year of music usually. And I just I don't like all the stuff, but I like most things. There's probably only one really artist that I hate like almost all their songs, and that's Billie Eilish. I'm kidding. I have not listened to any of her songs, but Bad Guy and her herself just annoy me so personally, so I hate Billie Eilish. But anyway, that's not here nor there. But
all the goths
there
hate
is
you
some
now.
songs. Yeah, for real. There are some songs that I do just don't like All About That Bass. I hate that song. Fuck that song. There's a certain songs like that that I don't like, but most songs, most things I do like. So I'll go back to the 60s and listen to that music, and I'll be like, oh shit, this
I
shit's
got
so
so much
fire.
cash. I got so much Johnny Cash in my playlist. Like that's also an
Dude,
example.
so
Like I'll
good.
go back. I got stuff from the '60s.
Same.
Yeah, I got '60s music in there. I got old Creedence Clearwater. Fortunate son. Like I have all that old shit in there, bro. Like, yeah, I don't go far
It's
back
so
like,
good.
Viking music, but I
I do.
I know you do. I bet you do. But like me, I just like it's 50s, 60s. I do have that in there. Like, you weren't born at this time. I'm like, fuck you. I don't care. I'm learning. Like, leave me
Yeah, bro, it's just
alone.
fire.
I hate those people that gatekeep, like, oh, you don't know nothing about this. I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in your face. Like, let me know about it. Me listening to it and learning the lyrics and then thinking about, man, how would it feel to live back in those times? Probably bad. There was oppression. Anyways, uh,
The Great Depression, yeah.
no oppression. Well, depression, but
Oh,
oppression too.
oh, oh, but yeah, also the Great Depression.
Yeah. Well, that was my take. What's your next take?
Um, okay. Listen, listen,
Oh God.
listen,
When he
listen.
says this, I'm like,
Um, oh God, okay. Games should never be free. Hear
wow.
me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Okay.
Be specific here now,
Okay.
because we have free online
Okay.
games like Fortnite. So, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm talking about games like those. I'm talking about live service games, okay? Now listen, I think, I genuinely believe that games like Fortnite, like Apex Legends, like PUBG,
Technically, they're not.
like any live service game that is free should not be free and should instead cost a certain amount of money, but there's an actual like way to make currency to buy skins in the game. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because
okay, I
Fortnite,
like that. Okay, yeah,
yeah, because Fortnite, you can't like, or at least like make every skin available as long as you buy the game. You
right.
know?
No, yeah.
'Cause I hate the cosmetics. You have to pay for cosmetic stuff in video games, especially live service games. And I think at least like make you buy the game first, and make a way to actually earn the stuff to buy the cosmetics at
I
least,
could
you
say
know,
like
or
maybe
just make all the cosmetics free
like
with the game.
implement crew into the game itself. Like just make that you buy that at launch or buy that when you download it, and then I guess you get benefits. I mean, like it would still be a
Hmm.
monthly subscription service. It's really hard to say because it's
Yeah.
like you can't play the game. I get it because it sucks though because you have like Xbox Live and PS Plus that you're already paying for. When it's a strictly online multiplayer or PvP, it's like paying for another game like that. It's very hard to like would make a game player want to do, in my opinion, just because like you're already paying for a subscription service of a game platform to play online. Then to play the game, you have to pay for it. But like, what would your lowest price of Fortnite be if they did that?
Well, see, I honestly think I think maybe they should just do this at like the end of the lifespan. I think you just make one of these live service games have every cosmetic for free, but all you have to do is like pay like say like a $200 price to get every single future cosmetic in the game free. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because like Brawlhalla does that, dude. Like, is it like $100 for all of them or
Well,
something?
no,
Like,
it doesn't. That just gives you all the legends.
yeah,
But
it doesn't give you any of the cosmetics. It just gives you yeah. Because I was bummed out when I bought that pack because it was on sale, and I was like, oh, do I get like no? You just get the legends, but you don't get. Yeah,
yeah.
there could be like a service where it's like you're guaranteed to get every character in the battle pass, regardless of like, I guess if they did that, but it's
Yeah.
really hard to tell with like if you have like Game Pass or you have this and that, and then you're paying for it because it's yeah, it's like a good concept, but it wouldn't be for big games like Fortnite. It'd have to be like smaller kind of games, I would assume. Because like with
Well,
Fortnite, it's a whole different atmosphere to even think about doing that.
yeah, I just kind of want games like this to stop being made also, you know what I mean? Like I want free games to stop being made like Marvel Rivals and stuff. I just
Oh,
want them to be like you buy the game, you get all the cosmetics and everything in it. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to buy I don't want to have the game for free and then I have the option to buy cosmetics or like just make cosmetics free and make something else monetizable. Oh, but then that's pay to win, and nobody likes that. Like I think it's just a lose lose
It
situation,
is.
and the whole like and the whole let's not talk about how scummy it is to have cosmetics be something you got to pay for anyway, because that, well, first it makes it easier for people to be like in their minds, oh yeah, I can buy that because it's a cosmetic and it's actually cheaper than buying an actual game. So they're
Yeah.
like, oh, let's buy this. But then look at 2 months from now and you've bought like 3 games in the price of the cosmetics you've bought, and it's actually insane. And not to mention all the horror stories of kids falling for like the marketing schemes and like spending so much money that it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Like I hate the whole marketing practice of making something free and then making everything in the game not free.
So we can retitle your hot take to "Fuck Fortnite." I'm just kidding.
I
I mean, it's center focus at that
maybe.
because, like, I mean, that's the one main live service you and I have played. Like, we haven't touched Warzone,
True.
or like we haven't touched. They're another, like, thing. Call of Duty as well is like another.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had thought of a hot take for Call of Duty, I would say Call of Duty is fuck. Like, I mean, it's not even a hot take. People know by now Call of Duty has fallen off, and especially with their scummy ass battle pass and live services and shit. Um,
Yeah.
um, I have my other. It's probably depending on how you feel about things or how things go on in the film world. But I've preferred animation over live action with certain films. Um,
That's kind of like one of my hot takes.
obviously,
Oh
wow, all
no.
right. Obviously, like when it comes to Disney movies, video game adaptations, like fucking hell. Didn't need Uncharted, but okay. Um, it's just like there's so many things. I get it now. Animation has a high fucking budget. You better be a big company to pull this shit off. There's so many things you can do in animation you can't do in live action. If you need to kill a
Mhm.
character and make it look real, or well, that's a bad. That's a bad analogy. If you need to There's a okay, listen, there's just a lot you can do in animation versus live action because you can literally rig it and make it look better and not crappy. Because if sometimes you use CGI in live action, it doesn't really stand out unless it's like the Sonic movie or what have you. But sometimes it just looks like shit. With animation, they all look cartoony. They all look 3D and like, whatever. That's so much better to animate something that way and make it look authentic. But then also, this is also for the Disney movies. Do we need a Disney Lilo and Stitch? No. It's cool to have one,
Okay.
but also you changed
Before
up
you
the
continue,
characters. So
can I just add my hot take since it's basically the same thing?
sure, combine it. Let's combine it.
Yeah, mine is live action adaptations suck, always suck, and will forever suck. Yeah.
I can remember there's one live action that I liked. I think even though it wasn't the best, like looking back, it's not the best. I did enjoy the Aladdin live action, but it wasn't the best. I was okay with it.
I just
Um,
think they shouldn't exist.
After that, I was like, no, I'm not watching Lion King. I was okay
I
with. They made two Jungle Book live actions. It was Jungle Book, and then it was the kid's name from Jungle Book. What's his name? Do you know it?
Mogi.
Mogi. They made
I
Mogi,
watched that.
which is the same fucking thing, and then they made the Jungle Book. I did like that one because they looked real and cool. Um, but those are like the only tolerable. I didn't touch Little Mermaid. I didn't. Little Mermaid was pulled apart by racists and so I didn't even bother with it. I didn't even want to like support it. Minecraft should be animated. Fuck you if you disagree. I'm sorry. It was. I don't care. You chicken
It
jockey.
should
This.
have been.
Fuck you. That should have been animated, brother. I get it that half of it
Mhm.
was animated because you had your damn real people and Jack. I love Jack Black. I'm not even hating on him. And you had Jack Black walking around. Jason Momoa, he's cool too. And then the other two, the girl from Wednesday. But like, I
Wait, she's in that? Jenna Ortega?
no, it's like Emma something,
Oh,
the whiter girl or whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's not even about them. It's just like I don't care the casting you chose, but You could have just been animated. I would have been fine with a damn animated Jack Black or Steve running around doing the same shit. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there right now who was already finished animating that movie. I think someone out there somewhere has animated the full movie into Minecraft looking. And I kid you not, it probably looks better than what came out. Not to mention that movie got pulled apart because of all the dumbasses in the theaters. But still, if you
I
can
mean, look at
do
Mario.
the Mario movie was fantastic. Well,
Yes, it was a
it was
fantastic
fun and
movie.
fantastic. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna try to like take criticisms. I liked it. It was fun. Um, Regardless that the Sonic movie is still live action, it's semi live action. That CGI worked because they listened to the fans. Regardless, some of the death threats were uncalled for, or all of them were uncalled for, and the bullying. But it was that kind of bullying, like, "Hey, the fans want this. Change the model of Sonic, please, for the love of God." And they did that, and then that led to a trilogy successful franchise. And there's probably going to be another trilogy since we got four on the way somewhere. What they're going to do, Metal
We're
Sonic's
getting
coming,
10
but
movies.
I don't know if they're going to do a second or a sequel trilogy. They could. They can do whatever they want. It's Paramount.
Yeah.
But it's still like animation can do so many things that live action cannot do. Uh you really only have to worry about voice acting sometimes.
Mhm.
Uh it's easier to build it, like building the world, like you don't have to go film on a set. You can build the world. I get it, the budget's a little bit higher, but if you think about it, the budget is higher in live action than it is in most ways with animation because the actor is on screen most of the time. But with live, it's like a whole different world. There's probably the budgets, probably one or the other. I'm backwards. It's not even about the budget. It's just what you can do with animation. It's the world, and it's like the way it looks, the way it pops out to you is so much better. If Minecraft was animated, I would have probably went to go see it and enjoyed it more. It just looked like they
Mhm.
threw these few people, and some of them looks like green screen. I can't like I don't know. It's like being said it's the top gross film of the year right now. I don't even know how. Oh god, but like I just think I like it over live action. If you were to choose a movie, like I'm not even kidding you, not I would have preferred the FNAF movie to be fucking animated.
Same.
It just like what world does it look like right to have animatronics in the real world? I get it that they do exist in the real world, but this kind of genre, you could have just animated it. I still think it would have been great. You could have made it look in depth, fucking graphics, whatever you wanted to do, and just it would have worked. I really think it would have worked if it was animated. You can do so much more that you couldn't do in the live action. But
Mhm.
it's Blumhouse, money. But I'm not saying Blumhouse sucks, but so much you could have done. That's all I gotta say about that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's more, but I mean,
I
I don't want to make this
yeah,
too
I'll
long.
con I'll continue with it because I think that I mean, I know a lot more about animation than you do, but I
Yeah, I
think
mean, yeah, you pretty much do. You see more than I do.
yes. I mean, animated movies is like my entire life. So, anyway, I just think that live action media, and I've always felt this way my entire life. To me, I would rather watch an animated movie any day of the week than any live action movie. And I would rather, and I think live actions have limitations. I think live actions can do cool things, but I think animation, you can literally do anything you want with animation. And I think it's such a unique art form that can express things in so many different ways. It can literally express song in such a unique way. It can express books in such a unique way. It can express movies in such a unique way that it's like such a unique art form that can only do its thing because it can do anything. You know what I mean? And it just like it truly can do anything, can expand the worlds to anything you want it to be. You can do 2D animation, which let's isn't really used much anymore these days. Bring 2D animation back, please. People and me have been begging for this. Bring 2D animation back. It looks so good. I
Well,
don't know why they
remember,
don't
there's
use it,
still
but
Ghibli films, like, those are the type of, like that shit is a whole I haven't fully gotten into that, but, like, I've wanted to see The Boy and the Heron, and I never experienced it with, like, friends who went to go see it, but, like, Ghibli films are so praised, and, like, the reason why they, like his films only come out, so later on is because he's working his ass off with them, and then you find out these big names are in there, like, what the fuck? Willem Dafoe, like, all these big names in these films. It's like, yeah, because these people know his work and they want to be in his films and they want to voice characters, and it's like because they're so highly respected, and then some people don't know about them because it takes so long for them to come out, but it's because he's working his ass off. 2D is the most I will say this to the day, like it's roughly burned in my brain of like what happened, but Treasure Planet was one of my favorite movies because it's the
Mhm.
2D art style that you don't get anymore these days. Very great movie. Like I love the movie. It's been many years since I've seen it. I need to see it again, but I still roughly remember how like beautiful it looked because of how authentic the animated style was, and just like there's just some films that don't need it. It's like you had Lion King. Perfect. Not only do like it's not only that like there's no need to make um like there's no reason to like go from animation to live. They also make decisions that don't live up to the original. And I'm not talking about like Ariel's skin color. I don't give a shit. Okay? Halle Bailey is a great singer. If she auditioned for that and they loved her voice, she's Ariel, the live action Ariel. If you want to stick to the original, stick to the original. Now with The Lion King, I understand the appeal was to they wanted to go the more route of African American heritage, so they replaced most of the actors with, Black Americans or African Americans. And of course they kept James Earl Jones because he is Mufasa. But it did not feel right to me to hear Scar not sound like Jonathan Irons, because that's the original voice actor for Scar. And then, um, I don't know if at this time that Gilbert Godfrey was no, that he's in Aladdin. My bad, I'm getting this wrong. But like Rafiki didn't sound the same, and then like Timon and Pumbaa, it's just like changing up these actors and watching it again. You don't get that exact same feel anymore. And I get it. Most of the time, it's appealing to the new generation, the kids. But it's like, why don't we just let the kids watch the old ones? Why do you need to give us the new ones? Because that's why that meme exists. Oh, I'm going to tell my kid that this is the real Lion King. I'm going to tell my kid that this is the real Lilo and Stitch. Just like, and then the Lilo and Stitch movie could have just been animated. They're going for a whole Sonic thing where it's like he exists in the real world, but he's animated. And then, you have everyone else. And then some of the characters are like not the same looking, and that's why animation's better because you can literally make the character look like they're supposed to look. If they did the Mario Brothers movie in live action, fuck that. That would have bombed
Awful.
completely.
Yeah, would have done awful. Plus, they've already done live action Mario movies.
I'm
They're
not, and
awful.
I'm not saying
Like,
that. Yeah, they were all shit. And I'm not even saying that like
yeah.
Jack Black needed to lose weight for the role of like Steve. He came to set looking like himself. He didn't bother to shave his head. He didn't bother to trim his beard down. He literally put on a blue shirt and said, "I'm Steve." That is
I
so low effort.
am
And then like
Steve.
I don't even know what the fuck Jason Momoa was wearing. I don't even know the context in that movie. I don't even want to know. I think he just fucking showed up and thought he looked cool. I don't even want to know anymore. But like, I don't understand, dude, with this shit. Like, the live action trope has been going on way too long. There was like a live action Dumbo supposed to come out. It got scrapped. Thank fuck. Because how are you going to pull off a
Yeah,
flying elephant and put that in live action? They wanted a live action. There is a live action Peter Pan's called Hook, but that's
yeah.
actually a good movie because they weren't too crazy with it.
Eh, No.
It was a fun. I love that movie. I don't want to hear it. I
No, I
love
disagree.
that movie.
No, no,
I
listen,
love Robin
listen, listen.
Williams. You would not make
Every
me hate
sing
Robin Williams.
No, no, no. My entire hot take, okay, is that every single live action adaptation sucks. So does that one. I think every
Hook
single
was
one
good. You got to
sucks
watch Hook again. Come on
because
now.
I think every single one sucks because they shouldn't exist in the first place.
Yeah, well, like Hook was because the old Peter Pan movies were old, but like Hook was a whole different thing, and also they didn't really rely on crazy ass CGI. They had actual damn
Still bad.
practical effects. Well, it was bad because
Still bad.
it's an old movie. Well, I like Robin Williams, and I think that was one of his best performances.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's bad because it shouldn't exist in the first place. It shouldn't exist, so it's bad.
Well,
Just like the One Piece live action shouldn't exist, so it's bad. Just like the
I
How to
thought
Train
you
Your
like
Dragon
what? I
live
thought you
action,
enjoyed the One Piece live action. You never told me that.
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
The How to Train
Well,
Your Dragon live action sucks because it exists. They suck because they
they didn't
exist.
need to
They
do that.
shouldn't
They didn't need to do that at
exist.
all. They literally had a whole successful trilogy. Why did you need to go live action for it? I get it.
It's not even out yet, and I'm saying it
Toothless
sucks.
looks good, but it's like everything else about it. Like I just noticed Gerard Butler is stoic. Whoa. Or yeah, stoic. That's Hiccup's father, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but like why? I
because
don't
he's the original actor. That's the only one that makes sense.
he's the one that he voiced him, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the only one that
I
makes
forgot.
sense.
Well, he put on a good fucking accent, so it's probably hard to tell, and I
Yeah,
didn't
don't
really.
talk like you know How to Train Your Dragon better than I do.
No, I don't. I'm
Anyway.
just saying I didn't pay attention to cast when I was younger. I guess I'm sorry.
No, but look at a comparison shot. You can find it somewhere, I'm sure, if you look it up.
Possibly.
Look at the Isle of Berk theme park at Universal Studios and the actors there and compare it to the live action actor shots and the characters at the fucking theme park that just opened up look better and sound more like the characters than the characters in the fucking
Uh,
live action.
yeah,
Which is the most
they don't
funniest
want
thing
to
ever.
find actors that look the same, and like we're not even talking
Oh
about
god.
like Last of Us as an example. First of all, the hate for the Ellie actor is way too fucking forced. Y'all are pieces of shit because she look for everyone to keep saying she looks like a fucking Down syndrome kid. Y'all are pieces of fuck. Y'all are monsters. She's not that, but like literally, she's in a setting where it's a post-apocalyptic world. Obviously, she's not gonna be doused in makeup like you fucking sick fucks need women to be doused in. You don't like women without makeup, and then two, it's like I get it. She doesn't look like Ellie from Last of Us, but that does neither does Joel. Neither does Pedro Pascal. He doesn't look like Joel either. You don't like. I don't understand people, but it's like that didn't necessarily have to exist. However, the first season did well, and now the very ending of the season two is doing very well because well, there's nothing else to really tell here. There's only going to be two seasons because the game ended on part two. I don't know if they're going to continue the story because they never got to a third game. But anyway, that kind of shit. Like also, people are like, she doesn't look like her, and then like she's ugly, and I'm like, one, you shouldn't be worried why a 14-year-old looks good or not, you fucking creep, because that's literally what I've been seeing on Twitter. But they're like, oh, I meant part two. And I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. You were worrying about it in the first season when she's supposed to be 14 years old. But regardless of the fact, with like live action stuff, there's some things that don't need to exist, but they can, but some of them can do it. Like, yeah, Toothless looks great. They got that animation well, but it does not mean necessarily that's going to do good. And then another example of like live action not choosing, like you said, actors who are doing it right. Before the Uncharted movie came out with the Tom Holland, which I barely watched and could get through,
I
because
watched it.
why, Sony, did you need that film to be live action? There was a fan film because if you've probably heard this name a lot, he's in a lot of big projects now, like even Marvel. Nathan Fillion
Mhm.
did a fan film. I don't think it was just a random fan project. I think it was something that they were able to do. I did a fan film project for Uncharted. It wasn't connected to any of the games. It wasn't connected to the upcoming movie. It was its own little thing. It was like a side mission, but the way it was shot like the video game. So there's the cutscene, and then they got every single shot right from like I think they took inspiration from the third game, getting behind the cover, shooting all this. He nailed every single quip and line that Nathan Drake would do in the games. But he never got the role to play Nathan Drake. And then the choice for Sully, Mark Wahlberg. First of all, he's great, but what? They weren't even trying to. I he's always a young Nathan Drake. Is a young. I don't give a fuck. That was just. What are you doing? It's just that kind of shit where it's like, oh, he's a great actor. He should definitely pick that. He should definitely get the part. And then they choose someone who's not even doesn't even look like him, and doesn't even fucking sound like him or act like him.
Yeah.
The dude doesn't. Hiccup doesn't even look like Hiccup in the live action. What the fuck? Like, all right. Not saying you have to have a big
Yeah.
ass nose. No offense, but he does have a big nose. But dude, what do you do here? Like he
Yeah. By the way, people, I am gonna be as soon as I'm gonna be watching the live action theaters, How to Train Your Dragon, because How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite
the blonde
franchise of all
girl's not
time.
even blonde anymore.
So,
What's her name?
Astrid,
She's not even blonde
Astrid.
anymore.
Yes, I'll be watching it and I'll be doing a review, like video of it, discussing my thoughts, like analytically, kind of like going through the movie and like discussing how I feel about it. I'll do like a stuff like that after the movie comes out because I will be watching it probably opening night because I love How to Train Your Dragon. But anyway, aside from that, even if I am confident I'm not gonna like this live action, I'm gonna watch it anyway because I love How to Train Your Dragon and I've watched every single How to Train Your Dragon project ever made, so I will not stop now. But I will to wrap up like this kind of like live action thing. I will say why I think they shouldn't exist in the first place because at the end of the day you can only do two things with a live action adaptation. You can make it the exact same as its original, just live action, which I think serves no purpose in being made in the first place then. Or you can change things up, but then if you're changing things up, what's the point of making an adaptation in the first place? Like to me, there's no point in either way you go. If you change things, it doesn't make sense. If you don't change things, why'd you even make it in the first place? It feels like a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of everything, and live action adaptations should never be made and should stop being made, and they all suck, and they all are awful, and I hate them all, and I protest them every single time I see one announced. But no, the state of Hollywood and even the gaming industry at this point is so fucking bad that we can't make anything fucking original. It has to be a sequel, a prequel, a TV show, a remake, a live action adaptation, or some fucking bullshit! Also, by the way, bring 2D animation back because not only does it still look good, it's actually way cheaper than 3D animation, but whatever.
A little bit way cheaper, more time consuming, but cheaper, of
Yes.
course. But um, well, I guess I'm on my last one. I'm gonna make it quick. It's not really gonna be a long one because I'm done for time. But I prefer single player over multiplayer. I guess that ties into what you said about your little
Agreed.
about your free live service thing. But I prefer that because yeah, I can only take so much playing multiplayer games. I kid you not, I have not played Marvel Rivals since season 2 began.
Same.
Just because I got burned out. And it's like, oh, you suck, you're ass. Like, dude, I don't really care if I'm ass or at a game or not. I say it all the time. Oh, you want to play the game? Yeah, I'm ass. Oh, okay. I am honest about it. Um, just because like single player games, you're by yourself. You get to immerse yourself in the world of
Ooh,
whatever it may be. You
like
get to
Witcher.
chill. You get to have your own reactions to whatever's going on, and you don't have to worry about the
No
constant dying
time
and
pressure.
you have no pressure on nothing. You can chill, you can explore, you can see the world how you want it. You can take as long as you want. With multiplayer games, you got to be fast, you got to be quick. And if you're not fast enough, then you get angry at yourself. And if you're too slow, you get angry at yourself. If you keep dying and it's the same repeat, I get it. Like if you like multiplayer games and you're able to keep going, sure, go ahead. Me, I don't like doing it all the time. The only real multiplayer game that I really still play is 2K, and I don't even play online mostly. I play with him sometimes, but that's the only other game that's online that I play. I haven't touched Fortnite in a while. I have not touched Marvel Rivals. If I play COD, I'm pretty much playing the campaign or zombies. I ain't touching multiplayer. I don't care for that anymore. That's my like. I've just liked it. I don't even care how people think of like, oh, like
I
the
agree.
Sony games are more cinematic or like, okay, they're built that way, and I like it. I like the story. I like the interactive cutscenes. I enjoy it more over multiplayer than anything. That's been me. So that's the only take I have for that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Hmm.
I have two more takes, and
Did
I'm
you have
gonna
your?
just
Is one of your bonus or is it
yeah, one of them is a bonus.
okay?
I have I'm just gonna do one of them quickly.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm just gonna do my bonus one right now, very quick.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, because yeah. So my bonus, like little quick one, is that I think. Oh boy. Okay, come at me, Disney adults. I can't wait. I think that most old Disney princess. I think like every single old Disney princess movie is bad. I think
Yeah.
I think Beauty and the Beast is bad. I think Snow White is bad. I think Cinderella is bad. I think Little Mermaid is bad. I think Dumbo is bad. I think Peter Pan is bad. I think Pocahontas sucks ass.
You
I
said
think
princess, and you said Peter Pan. Wait a minute.
well, I mean
Well,
just
oh,
some old Disney movies I think are bad, like really bad. Sword in the Stone, awful. Freaking stuff like that. I think Fantasia is one of the good like old movies. I think Fantasia is actually one of the good ones. You have the Reluctant Dragon, bad. I think Bambi's kind of bad. I
that
think
one's sad. Anyways, I mean,
my,
yeah.
I think the Three Caballeros is bad. I think stuff like that is just bad. I think Alice in Wonderland is awful. I think one of the I feel like there's some good old movies. Like I like Lady and the Tramp. I like 101 Dalmatians. I like that. I think Jungle Book is good. I think
Hot take. Fuck Disney.
I don't think that's not that hard of a take anymore.
No, it's a
No.
very cold take.
Yeah. I think Black
I mean,
Cauldron's bad. Great Mouse Detective's bad. Oliver and Company. Eh. Yeah. I just think a
okay.
lot of old ones are bad. So
It's another example of new better than old and swapped. Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll throw my bonus in then. I mean, I'm done with mine, but I'll throw my bonus in. PC over console.
Ooh. Yeah, I
Because
agree.
and I a year
I don't think that's
ago,
that hard of a
a
take,
year
but yeah.
ago. Well, for some people are still on that console train, and I was one of them. A year ago, my thoughts would have been console over PC, and I upgraded this year, and I couldn't agree more to those people who were telling me that I am falling for Sony's greediness, and I have been. I do still pay for PS Plus, the very lowest tier,
I
but I
don't.
have games over there that I am, obviously GTA 6. I'm gonna get on there, but there's games over there that I still have that are Sony based, or I don't want to buy on PC again that I've needed to finish or want to replay. Um, so yeah, I still have the best of both worlds, but the stuff that I've been playing recently, you can't do on the console.
What?
And also, uh, I upgraded because I can stream and do this now more. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's still a hot take because there are some people who prefer the console with the things that the console can do, but in my opinion, PC is this PC has grown on me, and yeah. So getting very tired. What is your last take?
Okay, well, you're not really gonna
Oh,
understand this take, so I doubt you have anything to say about it.
okay.
But this hot take is about anime, and well, the anime community is really toxic, so I'm scared. But I think that Attack on Titan season 4 is one of the worst things I've ever tried to watch.
Do tell. I don't want to see
So,
that.
if you if you don't know, Attack on Titan is like the most popular anime like ever right now. That isn't One Piece because One Piece is always on top. Hell yeah, my goat. Um, but yeah, it ended with season 4, and a lot of people like the show got really popular around season 4, and a lot of people loved season 4. And I was watching it at the time as it came out, right? And as soon as season 4 happened, because I loved season 1, 2, and 3 of Attack on Titan. I thought those were incredible. But once season 4 came out, I got so fucking bored. I thought it was like the most boring, like dumb, like just unfun thing to watch in my entire life. I was like, okay, you know what? And last year I was like, okay, maybe I'm in the minority. I'm gonna try to rewatch Attack on Titan from the beginning, and I'm gonna try to watch season 4 to the end this time. I couldn't watch season 4 again. It's so fucking boring to me. It's genuinely like the worst anime season I think I've ever seen. Like, it is so boring. I know so many people are gonna hate me for this, since a lot of people think it's like the greatest anime ever. But I
I don't
can't,
know
man.
if I
Season 4
have
sucked.
I don't know if I have any anime viewers, but we shall see.
I think it sucked so bad, bro. I don't know. Hey, come at me all you want. I think season 4 of Attack
They're
on
gonna
Titan is
come
like
at
the
me for
worst
the Attitude
thing
Era, so
ever.
we're gonna both have enemies. Get
Hell
ready
yeah.
for it, buddy.
That's the
Uh,
point of hot takes.
that's the point of hot takes. Yeah, yeah. You have to be prepared for
Yeah,
what the people are going to say.
true.
Well,
Yeah,
those are mine. I guess those are yours as
those
well.
mine too. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll be wrapping this up. But I mean, if you agree or disagree with the hot takes, please let us know. We'll take any criticism, but please try to be it somewhat positive. Please do not be extremely negative because, well, then chances are your comment will be removed. But really, it's just more of like an opinion based thing. I know he
Yeah.
was like, "Well, fuck you if you like," but yeah, it's more of an opinion based thing for both of us. We're not really going to hate
Uh,
on anyone. Like I said, I'm not going to hate on you
nah.
if you enjoy um new music. I'm not going to hate on you for liking live action.
I'm not
Um,
gonna hate on you for liking AOT season 4. I get
I'm
it.
not gonna
Like,
hate you.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's
like
our
it's fun.
opinions. It's like we can have the opinion of like it's the
Yeah.
worst shit. If you like the Attitude Era, sweet. If you like Grand Theft Auto 5 or 4, by all means. And if you're willing to like debate, be like we'll even like talk to you in the server, like talk to you in the server, in the comments. We're willing to talk about it and discuss. We like talking about it. We
Mhm.
have a podcast. So, we like
Yeah.
discussing these kind of topics and, willing to do more. So maybe this won't be the last time we do hot takes. We may do a full episode, or we'll in the future do them at the end of the. Because you said you wanted to do that, right? Your next
Yeah, weekly. One every week,
a
you
hot
know?
take at the very end of the week. So things have to happen in my life besides work to find. We'll figure them out. So we're gonna start, I guess, doing the rate the experience and hot takes after this episode. But it doesn't mean in the future we won't do a hot takes episode again. So,
Yeah.
depending on what we have going on the line, because the next few weeks we're going to be talking about PLEs. Because God damn, oh
Oh boy.
WWE. I mean, thank you for feeding us content, but Jesus, 'cause, yeah, August is going to be
Yeah.
something. But other than that, that's all I have to say. So.
Same.
Well, hope you all enjoyed this podcast episode. And again, if you have your gripes with us or agreements, please let us know in the comments and let me post on my Twitter. You can have any discussions. Go to my YouTube page and comment on the video. Follow me at I am RedBeard22 YouTube and
Check out his music.
Twitter. Check out my music on Spotify. The links are my channel page has my artist page. Follow Krodok at Krodok on YouTube, Krodok55 on Twitch. He's probably going to be getting busy soon on there. I don't know what the hell he's planning on doing, but he's been talking about it. Also, check out in a couple of.
Well,
Yep.
I was gonna stream today, but then I decided not to because I got cold feet. But you know.
Damn. Well, but he is planning on working on an WWE show reviews like NXT, so expect that. If you're in the server, he will be posting those there too. But post notifications on, like, subscribe. Um, we're grow. I didn't tell you this, but we're moving up in Spotify. That the last episode got they going through, not a lot, but they are more than the last one. But we're going places, people. Like and subscribe if you want more because we're gonna keep coming. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. So yeah, but we are the Beard Bros, and if you're not down with that, fuck it. Anyways, peace. That's all. You suck. Your ass.